Woo! Oh my me!
How you doing, guys? Hello.
So we'll see you turns up. To be fair, we're a little bit behind schedule.
and Kieran's also got a premiere at the minute as well.
Ah, right, okay.
Who's got a premiere?
Kieran. Alternative Invert.
Oh, right, yeah.
Make sure I don't put two spiders in the same pot now.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
I mean, at the minute,
it'll be all right. So, yeah.
I mean, they wouldn't be too bad at the minute, though, because obviously they're only tiny, but...
Yeah.
You know. Hello, James Danielle. Hello, Jack. My comments are only just coming through, so I don't know.
Yeah, they're only just showing up now.
Hello, Rocky Mountain. How you doing? These are the pillar of the tarantula community. Totally.
Yeah, definitely.
Without a doubt, they're good mates of mine, and they are like the nicest people in the community by a long shot.
Yeah, they get this every week. Every week they come on. They've absolutely been brilliant in terms of like sticking to it and like following, and they always share our stream and that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
we say the same every week. They're without a doubt one of the biggest supporters of the new and the up and coming sort of invert hobbyists and stuff that are starting to pop out now. So they're absolutely legendary people.
Yeah, I mean, I try and do the same thing myself. I mean, you guys know. I think I've shouted you out on Instagram and all that malarkey. And if I do find new channels, I'm straight on there just to like giving a boost up, because I think when you start out, it's the hardest bit and can be really disheartening.
Yeah, because, here he is.
If you bung out a few videos and no one watches it, you're like, well, what's the point?
Hello, Greg.
Good evening. Sorry, I was asleep.
That's all right, dude.
It's been one of them weeks. Do you know what I mean?
How's it going, buddy?
Oh, that's mega. Look at that.
Yeah, not too bad.
Guys,
yourself?
You are absolute legends.
Yeah.
I will be with you.
You're right, Greg.
So I'm trying to keep up. I'm trying to keep up with the comments to make sure I get to put them all up on the screen, because I don't think you can see them, can you, Steve?
I can actually. A few are popping up.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's anything like mine, they pop up about 10 minutes after they put them on.
All right. Yeah. That's probably what it is then.
Yeah, mine are a bit delayed as well.
Yeah. Well, anyone that I missed putting up on the screen there, hello, and thank you for coming and joining the stream. We really appreciate you guys coming in and watching. And obviously joined by the legendary Locks this evening, Mr. Steve Thornton.
I wouldn't go that far, but it's good for you. As soon as Tom sort of messaged me and said, "Yeah, you up for it?" I go, "Yeah, bang on." So yeah, I've been a bit of a Steve crazy, and it's I don't know. So sometimes my channel can be a bit serious, and you got to build it like this and all that malarkey. So, but the main reason I don't do my own streams is who wants to see stuff dry. Do you know what I mean? I sit there and go, all right, Steve. Well, what are you doing now? Well, we're gonna wait 5 hours and wait for this to dry, and then well, how you
hopefully. Yeah, hopefully we'll come back to it.
Yeah, we'll come back to it tomorrow. I'll leave it on the 24-hour loop.
Do a charity stream for it, just who can stay there watching paint dry for the longest.
But it is. I mean, as Wayne's getting into builds and stuff now, he realizes. I mean, like to do like one of the enclosures and then try and fit it into like a 10-minute video. It's like you think, right, I've done that's 2 weeks work in 10 minutes. Do you know what I mean? Because you film a bit and then you come back to it and film another bit and then you come back to it and then it's blimmin' hard. Whereas you get a lot of I don't know, I'm not being generic and stuff, but all the feeding videos and stuff, it's easy because you have all the clips there and then you edit it and it's done. But like when you build stuff, it's just like, it just takes forever. Absolutely forever. And you think to yourself, well, you cut loads out because you think, God, no, that's just too boring. It's just, and you try and make it a little bit thingy. But when you do my channel and it's just about building stuff, you think to yourself, well, if someone sees it on YouTube and stuff and then they look onto your channel, they want to know the detail. Like you can't go like fast forward to the end. You got to think to yourself, right? Yeah, how did he do that bit though? I mean, I get like stupid amounts of messages a day. You're talking like 30, 40 messages a day. And, I'm happy to like reply to them all, but that's the main reason why I started the channel. Yeah. Purely because, I mean, I was building way before the channel started, and then you get so many messages, how do you do this, that, the other? And people say, why don't you just do a channel? So now it's easy because if someone goes, how do I do this? You just ping them a link. There you go. Instead, you don't have to explain nothing.
Save the next 2 hours worth of messages backwards and forwards.
Yeah. So there you go.
So that's what you've done. You've spent the last year making like hours and hours and hours and hours worth of footage to save yourself a few minutes explaining.
Yeah.
Hello, Lee.
But I mean, that was it. I mean, what was it? I mean, the group itself, really? Exotic Pets, I think that's about 18, 19 months old now. So when we started that, I was building before that. I think I'd done a couple of enclosures, and I think I was on a Tarantula group or something. And I goes, what? I put out there, I goes, anyone interested if I start an enclosure group just about design? And I got loads of response, and I think within like 24 hours, we was up to about 300 members.
Wow.
So it just went mental. I mean, we're over 9K now, and in 18 months, that's pretty good. But now, I mean,
that's incredible.
Halloween, yeah. I mean, Halloween's finished like this weekend, and I mean that took 3 months of searching out sponsors and so much work, and then like because it was great fun when the competition was running, but when it's over, it's just like a relief. It's just like, it's done. I had to build 2 enclosures, obviously the one against Lee and then the it enclosure. And it's like now Halloween's done. It's just like, I'll take a break. But no, that's not a thing. I've just had 3 messages today. People want enclosures building. So it's back again building stuff.
I suppose it's a bit different though, isn't it? When you're doing stuff for you and you're doing stuff for your channel, and it's a little bit different when you start doing stuff that other people want you to do for them.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, because, I mean, your house is only so big, you can't fit everything in it. So what a lot of the stuff that's going to be on the channel and now is stuff that I'm building for people rather than my own stuff. The last 2 ones were obviously for myself, but I've got to build a spawn enclosure, which is next. I've got to go and pick up an Exoterra this week, and then a load of other stuff. So I've got to do a 4 enclosure for a bearded dragon. So it's going to be my first Viv one.
Okay.
A little 10-year-old kid got ripped off. He paid a big deposit on for some tank builder, and paid a deposit, and then the guy just didn't return his messages or nothing.
That sucks.
So I'm coming. I'm basically going in and just doing it for materials only. Just so it's not a massive job, but I think it'd be good for the channel just to do like something a bit diverse, like rather than just tanks. But yeah, it should be good because it. I said it, the beardie's name is Thor, so I could work with that and like a big hammer in it and all that sort of stuff and make it look real sort of Avengers-y sort of that sort of style. A bit, you know, Ragnarok sort of.
I look forward to seeing that.
Yeah,
that'll be epic.
Yeah, I think it has to be done really, and obviously, you know, I've done the NHS one, so I think a lot of it's just going to be for other people now, but which is good anyway because then you know, I mean, I've got a million ideas in my head of what to do, but it's easy when people just come up and say, "Yeah, I want this building," and then I can just do that rather than you know.
Trying to decide which one you want to do next.
Yeah. Well, I mean, mate, I've got a million ideas of what I want to do for myself, but it's about time I sort of made some money out of this. You know,
definitely.
And, I mean, it all goes on. You know, it goes back into the Spider Fund and all that sort of stuff, anyway. So, you know. But that's what you know. That's a good thing about it. You know. Plus, I mean, it's what, mate.
What started you building enclosures?
I don't know, mate. I think I talked to a few when I come back into the hobby. Obviously, the hobby had changed massively from my break, and then I saw a couple of people building.
Hello, Angel.
Building a couple like smallish enclosures, and I thought, well, I'll give that a go. So I've done one, my first build, which I've still got. I've kept it with like sort of prosperity. A lot of them I've ripped out and redone, but I thought, I'll give it a go. And then when I did it, it got such a huge response. I thought, I'll just do another one then. And then it just sort of snowballed, and then you just start. It's more addictive. It's Wayne is starting knowing now. It's just like the more you do, the more you think, yeah. I think it's actually more addictive than the spiders.
I have an obsession.
What?
I just don't have the patience for it. I mean, like all of yours, they're just incredible. They are absolutely outstanding, and yet I just haven't got the time or the patience to do that.
Yeah,
like, I really.
But that's the thing with me, though. I mean, I've got like 3 kids in the house. I work full time, and like it's doing a little bit here and there. You know, it's just like I mean that I done that Predator one that I sold because I made 2 of those, and it was literally right in, do a little bit, in, do a bit, and I think the guy waited about 6 weeks for it. But at the end of it, you know, it was well chuffed.
Yeah.
You know, it's just about fitting it in when it can. You know, you got to have an understanding missus as well.
Yeah.
You know, especially when you're stinking your house out, and you know, because the stuff with the sealant and stuff I use stinks like proper pen and inks. So this time of the year ain't good.
No.
Pen and ink.
No, so the trouble I'm having,
or anything.
The trouble that I'm having at the moment with mine is that obviously I've got my workshop set up in the garage.
Yeah.
Now, although I've got my snake room built into the garage, that's a little separate insulated room. The rest of the garage is quite cold, and getting acrylic paint to dry at temperatures that, you know, that's a nightmare. It's taking ages and ages to dry stuff off at the moment. So
well, that's the stuff. I mean, I use a lot of like pond sealer.
Yeah.
Obviously, like makes it waterproof, and obviously anything that's safe for fish is safe for anything.
Yeah.
And unless you can get that outside, the smell takes weeks and weeks and weeks to go. You know, which is, and this time of the year, it's a nightmare because all the time it's peeing down, isn't it? So you can't do nothing outside. So you know, I haven't got the luxury of having a garage. If I did, it'd be easier. But it's sort of like a lot of it's done inside house, which makes it dry quicker, but it don't make the smell go.
No.
No, I can imagine. When I first done my dart frog enclosure, when I was using all the silicon in that, I was doing it in this room here because all of this stuff wasn't here. And the smell just was like that for days. All you could smell was silicon. Even once you moved the tank out, it was still lingering in here.
Yeah, you see, I want to do a dart frog enclosure or something. I want to do something really different because I fancy frogs as well, or vampire crabs or something. Something a bit interesting with like a waterfall or something in it. Really sort of push myself a little bit.
Yeah, that's one of the ones I've got in the works at the moment.
Yeah. But the trouble is, I mean, you look through my channel and all my high view videos are all the horror stuff, and you think it's just like you do the natural stuff. No one's interested. It's just like, yeah, Steve, where's all the Friday the 13th stuff and like the horror stuff? That's all the people really want to watch.
That's your trademark now, isn't it, mate? It's your trademark. People expect it.
Yeah, exactly. You say, what are you doing that? Why are you doing this stuff with plants and stuff in it? Where's all the horror stuff? Which I don't mind actually, because like, I mean, if you see all the top row there, that's all horror stuff. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's clear from that sort of stuff that you've got a passion for that theme anyway.
Yeah. Which I mean, it's good because it's easy to do that theme if you've got a passion for horror and all that sort of stuff from the start. A big build, Steve. So yeah. I was actually talking to a guy who runs a zoo. I really want to do something really, really, really big, like a crocodile enclosure. That'd be like awesome, because I know this guy. He's got like he runs a reptile bit, and I wouldn't mind getting in on that and doing like a big crocodile enclosure or something massive. Yeah, you know, obviously without a crocodile in it, but.
It'd be quite hard to work around one of them, wouldn't
it? Yeah, but I think that'd be my dream if I could get into a zoo and do something really, really massive. That would be awesome.
It's a retirement plan for you, mate.
Yeah. Well, you don't know what I mean. I was supposed to be down in Cornwall Easter, and I had they had a unit that I could rent for 25 quid a week, and I was like, right, I could set myself up there, have the spiders down there, have filming, building. It was like a massive unit for 25 quid. And it was just like, because COVID and everything went wrong. So it's going to be next year now. But I think I'm just going to get a few customers and try and build up a sort of little business, especially if we go, actually this lockdown gets worse, and give me something to do as well. Yeah. You know, because I can't see this getting any better at the minute.
No.
Not for a little while, no.
No.
It's gonna push on past Christmas, isn't it?
Yeah, big 100%. Time. Yeah, and then what do? You know, I think everybody just sits at home buying spiders. You see, I sold loads of assassins over the last lockdown, tons of them. People just buying them like silly billy.
Yeah, well, mine are doing really well.
Yeah. You got to keep them well fed, mate. Keep them well fed. Yeah, that's my advice. Because I've sold hundreds of the blooming things. You got to keep them so well fed. You keep an eye on their admins. As soon as that starts getting like a little bit thin, bung something in there, get them fed up. I think once they get up to about just over about 1.5 centimeters, then they stop eating each other. Yeah. But once they're big, I've got 16 adults in there now. I had a look in there the other day. There must be about another 100 of blinking babies in there. They just go crazy. So I'll have another harvest. Well, it is.
That's the thing with it.
I've got white spotted assassins as well, and I'll tell you, man, they're such different species. Because I've had them, I think about 9 months, over 9 months now, and they're still not mature. It's just like they take so long to grow. But the Horrendo, they're like about 6-7 months, they're mature. You know, and then they're like breeding.
They are fascinating to watch. I think they're absolutely stunning as well. I mean, like,
yeah. Have you got them yourself, mate?
Yeah, I think I got about 9 now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they're all
you got adults then? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah. You breed it, you get lots of babies then, or?
Not purposely, but it just obviously happens.
Yeah,
I get a few.
Yeah.
I've separated them out into like a smaller tub.
Yeah.
They're doing all right, you know, but like what you said, just feed them up. That was my piece of advice I could give, is that,
Yeah, I mean, I tend to find that if you want more babies, feed them more. The adults, the adults seem to breed more the more you feed them. Because I feed mine about twice a week, and they're smashing all the time. But yeah,
found that with my white spotted. You just feed them, and next minute it was like I'd come back and there was about 30 babies walking around in the bottom of the tank. It's like,
it's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like they just breed like crazy. Them things like crazy. So, but I'm going to pair my green bottle blues again this weekend. So
nice.
hopefully that'll go well. I tried pairing it. I done a live feed. I think it was a week and a half ago or something, and he just legged it. And then I went on, and the guy I bought traded today with the green bottle blues. He was like, "Oh, did you flood the woman, the female out?" And I was like, "What are you on about?" But apparently, you got to like flood the tank and cool her down for a couple of weeks. Like lower the temperatures and then introduce the male. But so luckily I think he saved me on that advice, because I'm glad that the male didn't get eaten. So I've cooled her down, lowered the temperature, put her in a cooler place. So we'll give that method a go. But
fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed. I have more green bottle blues, but I'll probably do a giveaway or something on the channel or something. Get rid of a few.
Yes, it's pretty much one of the only new worlds that's on my list of I need to get one now.
You haven't got green bottle blue?
No, so we did have a big adult female, but she was an old adult female.
All right.
And unfortunately, she passed away. She was actually my wife's one of her first tarantulas. She passed away a while ago.
Yeah.
And I've avoided getting another one because I don't just want to get an unsexed juvenile. I want to get a confirmed female. And every time I find one that's available, by the time I get in there to get it, it's gone.
Yeah.
So
they certainly don't hang about, do they?
They don't.
No.
They don't. Very, very popular in the hobby right now.
I think my mate Richard Humble, he's in Milton Keynes. He runs Humble Rules and Exotics. I think he's got a female there.
Okay.
Yeah, so you might give him a Google. Just tell him that I sent you. But that's where like 99% of my spiders come from him. I think he's like probably the best breeder of spiders in the UK, and that's a big statement, I know. But it's the only person I've ever gone to. I've never had one problem with any of the spiders. Not one's died, or nothing like that. So
you'll have to send us a link for that, Steve.
Yeah, I will do. And he's a proper sound guy. So, I'm taking over my T Blondie male this week because he's got a female there. So
I've been after a male T Blondie for ages.
Well, he's not mature yet. He's probably about 7 inches. But he's taking up valuable real estate in my house at the minute. So
more GBB.
There, as soon as he's mature, then Richard can deal with him there. But because I'm limited for space, where he is, I could fit something else.
Well, given the space that they take up, you could probably fit a few something else's.
Yeah, that's the trouble. Yeah, they do take up a big tank. I mean, like the enclosure up there, that's a pretty big tank anyway.
Yeah.
It shows how big. I mean, you must have seen the pictures on thingy, but it is a big old tank. But the LP in there, she's probably about 9.5, nearly 10 inches.
Okay.
Yeah, so she's a big girl in there. But to put it this way, her last enclosure, that was a custom aquarium as well. She could lift the glass doors on the top.
Wow.
Yeah, it's. I've never known that in a tarantula at all. I've used custom aquaria tanks years and years and years. I've never known.
Yeah, they're really good tanks.
I've never known a tarantula that could lift up a glass door. But we're sitting there on the sofa, and you can hear this bang, bang. We're like, what the hell is going on? She's lifting it up, trying to get out. I was like, nah. So it's just like, we had like loads of stuff stacked on top of the glass doors to stop her getting out.
I used to use custom aquaria tanks years ago. Yeah. And I kind of lost a little bit of confidence in them because I had, you remember the old deep ones that had the mesh strip across the back, but the glass lid.
Yeah.
I used to have an adult female king baboon in one of those, and she literally ripped through the mesh at the back of it.
Yeah.
She tore through the mesh. I was convinced she was trying to get out so she could hunt me down in my sleep.
One of those ones.
He was a beast.
Yeah, so that one there, that's got a mesh because it's a sliding door one. So it's got sliding doors at the front and then like a mesh at the top. Right. So it's quite a nice one actually. But I think they do that only with the bigger ones, the bigger enclosures. But yeah, I'm quite gutted actually because I started building that and it was in the bottom of the cupboard and there's two massive cracks all the way down the side. And I was like, it was like, I think I was about 5 hours into it. So what I've done now is, you know, that black vinyl stuff you get for cars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've just put that on both the sides. So obviously it hides the crack, but because it's the vinyl will keep the tank from doing anything. Yeah. So, I sort of saved it just by doing that. It strengthened it up again and hidden the nasty cracky bits. But I don't know.
Nobody likes the cracks.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's just like, you know, I got that off a mate of mine in Milton Keynes, and I thought, it's an ideal size. It's nice and big. But yeah, I was quite good. I don't know. Maybe I'd put it down too hard or something, but it was literally where the door starts, both sides, straight to the back.
Who's got a cricket loose?
It's not me this time.
I think there's
could be me.
Yeah, I've got them in my cupboard.
So
it's always Tom, isn't it? It's like, there's one about somewhere.
looks like Rocky Mountain Spider Freaks might be just about to get an impromptu egg sack from a big Goliath.
Wow. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Very nice.
Can't argue that, especially when you haven't done any pairings with it yourself. If it turns up gravid.
Yeah. This has been wild caught.
Yeah. There was a thing with that quite a while back. They were getting a lot of wild caught, like Goliath bird eaters in, a lot of wild caught stuff that was coming in gravid and was dropping sacks when people were getting them. But unfortunately, they don't generally, the egg sacks generally on stuff that's wild caught don't really do that well in captivity.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But best of luck, fingers crossed.
Yeah, apart from me pairing this green bottle blue at the weekend, the only thing I've ever done before was P. Cambridgei.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was my first and only one before, and that went like a dream. He was in and out in like 5 minutes. Bosh, done, egg sack, dropped.
Yeah, a lot of people find that. You know, a lot of people, the first breedings, Cambridgeis or Aminias.
Yeah.
Take care of
because obviously they're both apparently, you know, just as easy, or they're like one of the easiest of species to breed. So if you want to start anything, then apparently that's the way to start.
Yeah, I think like the Cambridgea, they're like an underrated spider as well. They're awesome spiders.
I think we've got 9.
Yeah, massively.
You've got 9 of them.
Yeah.
You got some sort of weird addiction. Like I've got a green ball blues.
They're all slings from Dave.
All right, yeah.
And then I've got, I think it's 7 or 8 Aminias from him.
Yeah. Oh,
so
yeah. Big shout to Dave as well. He passed 1,000 subs this week.
Yeah, didn't he, Josh?
Yeah. Congrats to him. I've been like a big fan from him from the start of his channel. Actually, he's doing awesome. But yeah, my channel's a year old next month.
Yeah,
crazy, isn't it? Think how quick it goes.
Yeah,
that's good going in a year. To be fair.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, it was one of those things. I thought no one would ever watch it. Who's going to watch a stupid Cockney building stuff?
I said that about mine. To be fair, I was the same. But I carried on anyway because I don't care. I enjoy doing it.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think if you, that's my best advice to anybody who's starting out on the channel. If you don't enjoy it, don't do it. You know, I think people get hung up on how many views you get or how many subs you get or whatever. I think my best advice is just to keep banging them vids out. The more you bang out, the more it comes up on bloody YouTube and Google searches and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. So the more you bang up there, the more like you'll get noticed. And you know, I think I didn't expect to hit 1,000 in a year, but I think I'm in 2,100 now, something like that. I don't know, but yeah, to reach that in like I don't know 11 months is pretty mind blowing, really. But
yeah, that's really good, man.
It sort of spurs you on a bit as well, you know.
It's like everything. People don't really like blowing their own trumpet and that sort of stuff, but you know, it's just little bits like that lets you know that, you know, somebody appreciates what you're doing, really. Yeah. You know, you feel that, you know, even if it's not about, you know, getting all the subscribers and not getting all the views and that sort of stuff, it's just the simple fact that, you know what, if I put a video out there, it reaches a couple of people, but they enjoy the video. Yeah. Then you know what? Yeah. That's all it's about for me.
Well, I mean, I think that like the bonus with me is because I get it a lot on the group. You get people who like tag you in like stuff, and it goes, "Oh, I built this because I watched your video," and like that's like makes everything because you know you've put that video out there or you posted on Facebook or whatever, and someone's looked at that and goes, "Oh, right, I've got an idea." Yeah, which is like the whole mentality of the group and the channel and everything. Is that it's just about giving people ideas, you know. You got to step away from right. I'm gonna have that plant pot in my Tarantula enclosure with a water dish, and there you go, job done. Yeah, just step away.
You could put a bit, you know, you could put a bit of expanding foam over it and make something out of it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly that point, mate. Yeah, you got that plant pot, right? How do we make that plant pot not look like a plant pot? Yeah, and then as soon as you've done that, you think, well, yeah. Then they try something else, and that's a whole mentality that I want to pass on to like others. Yeah. You know, I mean, Wayne's like, I think he's getting the bug. You know, he's starting to like building stuff, and then you're doomed. You are doomed. You're like me. It's just like all the time. I've probably got about 5, 6, 7 builds sitting in the cupboard halfway done. You know, because I get that idea on my head and then it's bunged in the cupboard and then I'll pull it out a couple of weeks later and then finish it. You know, but it's just even from my little tiny spiders. So once I get to about an inch, I build because I make my own like them wooden glass tank things. And I think, right, I'll make them a little tank, but it's got to be, you know, it's got to be nice. And I'm not being funny, but we spend a fortune on these blooming spiders. It's just like, why not display them? You know, when people come round and you think, oh yeah, you got a load of spiders, and they go, wow, hang on a minute, it's not just spiders. There's something to look at. You know, do you know what I mean?
Is it expensive to build?
No.
Would you say? No.
No, wait to know that. I mean, once you got
it's expensive for the outlay of things.
Not really, mate.
And no.
Right, that enclosure.
No,
yeah,
so
the enclosure, how much do you reckon that cost me?
No, I'm just like talking in general. If, like to go and buy, say, like a whole tub of grout and you paint it. I'm not talking about like then once you take each bit individually out for each enclosure.
All right. Let's put it in the enclosure. Yeah, if you take out obviously the character, that cost me less than a tenner.
What?
Yeah, less than a tenner. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, so when you think about it like that, it's not expensive. Yeah, it's like grout and stuff. You get near Poundland, that's quid.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, they do expanding foam in Poundland, obviously not pound. It's £2 in there, so that's £3. Yeah, they do the paint in there, another quid. Yeah, you're less than a fiver already.
That's so good, isn't it?
Yeah. So when people go, oh yeah, but it's going to cost like 40, 50 quid to do, isn't that the last Predator enclosure? I think, obviously, I mean, I sold that for over 200 quid. The tank was 15 quid. The lights were 6 quid. Masks 7 quid, I think. With all the materials, I didn't spend more than 30 quid. You know, the rest of it was just my time. Good, man. You know, and if you go on like Marketplace or Spock, Gumtree or whatever, they're always looking at pick up cheap exoterrors and stuff for next to nothing. That's where I get.
That's where all of mine have come from.
Yeah, it's like I've found one on Gumtree today. 2 minutes down the road in the car, 15 quid. That's 30 by 30 by 45 high. So nice arboreal tank. So
nice.
You know, by the time you finish that, that's going to be for the spawn enclosure. Obviously, I think he wants other stuff in there, but you know, it's still going to cost me less than 30, 40 quid to actually for the materials. It's just time. If you got the time, but I mean, I'm thinking I've got 3 kids here. If I can fit it in anything, and it's a good stress relief.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once you like get into it, and everything sort of, you know, you've had a rubbish day at work or whatever, and you start painting or something, it just everything sort of blanks out for a while, and you just forget about it.
Yeah, I find that actually it isn't like obviously I get the kids to deal with and stuff like that when I get back in from work, but for a couple of hours in the evening, or even if it's just for an hour, 40 minutes, whatever, it's nice to just sort of go out, sit in the workshop and just spend a few minutes doing a little bit.
Yeah,
it does take a bit of time. It's not uber expensive really. I mean, I get what Tom's saying. The initial outlay for stuff, if you when you first buy your first lot of paints and that sort of stuff, I mean, the stuff that I'm using is quite expensive, but luckily enough for me, I've got that left over from other projects.
Yeah.
So if you look at everything that you need to do it, so that you've got a stock of stuff that's already there, so that you can just like finish a project and move on to the next one without having to go and buy more stuff. Yes, there is a bit of an outlay to start with, but it doesn't have to be drastically expensive. And I suppose some of it sort of comes down to, I guess, kind of how good your imagination is really, in terms of like what you can make use out of, and random bits and pieces that most people would probably chuck in the bin. Yeah. That I look at and think I could probably use that.
Yeah, it's like with me. It's just like if I see like one of the neighbours getting a washing machine or something delivered, I'm down the road asking for the bloody polystyrene.
Yeah.
You know, people around here think I'm a bloody loony.
Yeah.
The weird one down the road, he keeps asking for polystyrene.
I do the same.
Got some weird
I do
fetish,
the same,
No, I'm just
Like
in
the
customers'
noise.
gardens asking for their weeds.
Oh, you got any polystyrene? But
That's crazy.
But yeah, I mean, the pond sealer itself, I think I'll pay about 13 quid a tin, but that lasts me about 7-8 months. You know, I'll get about 15, 16, 17 projects out of that one tin.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you look at it like that, that's like an investment. You know?
Yeah.
I just ain't got the time to do it. I mean, I wish I did, but maybe.
I've just got the problem that everything would have to be done all on this bench, so then I'd have no room for any of my feedings or those or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but hang it, yeah, but a lot of mine's all my stuff's done on the kitchen table. So I've got to clear that away every day. You know, I do.
We don't have a kitchen table.
Yeah, but I ain't got a garage. I ain't got nothing. So
there you go. You know, question for you there, Steve.
Yeah. What we got me into doing horror themed enclosures. I think after I done an Evil Dead one. I think it was my third or fourth Necronomicon background or whatever, and then I think that got stupid amounts of likes and everything. So then I started doing horror from there. Plus, I'm a massive horror fan. I don't think there's a horror movie I haven't watched. Me and the missus just like sit there, and we're down to the rubbish horror now that we ain't seen the real terrible stuff. But
calling you GBBs the missus ain't good, Steve.
You are?
From the GBBs, your missus ain't good. Sat round you with all the enclosures round you.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Yeah. Well, I'm going IKEA before lockdown to get another unit, so that's going to cover the rest of the wall.
Nice.
Yeah, but with that comes another 4 lighting systems and everything else. But yeah, the lights are cool that I use, so because it's all remote control and everything. So
yeah, decent.
Yeah, but I mean, I know I've got them on now, but I thought I'd put them on for the bids. But they're never usually on. They are handy for feeding and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it means you don't have to take all the tanks out to blink in to see anything. You just switch the lights on, boom, there you go. But obviously you got the smaller ones here. But this is the trick. So if you pull that out here, the back one, I made pedestals.
So
it raises the back
so
one up.
Good.
That's smart. I like that.
Yeah. And then when you can view everything, plus you're utilising the space more.
Yeah.
Is there anything you can't do, Steve?
But you think about it. You think about it, you say, if you got loads of tanks there and you want to see the back ones,
but I never thought of that.
A little bit of wood. Build that up so you can actually see it, and it's done with the same that side as well.
Yeah.
So that one there, you can see it just lifts the tank up, so you can see the back ones, and then you utilise that space.
That's a really smart idea.
Yeah.
I just buy more cubes. IKEA loves me.
Yeah, but IKEA Kallax units are awesome. I think they should rename them tarantula units. There's so many people that use them. It's unreal.
And they're so cheap as well, aren't they, for what they are?
Yeah, for what they are. I mean, to be honest, it's only like cardboard and stuff that holds the things together, but they're strong.
Yeah.
You know, the amount of weight that's on that thing, you know, with your sub, and they're all glass tanks. it's a lot of weight, and it don't bow or nothing. If you go to IKEA, Argos and get a shelving unit, it's knackered within a little while, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it does. I think plus it fits the exos in there perfect.
Yeah, there's like a little gap in there all the way around.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
Yeah. It's like they're made for exo terrors.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
You know, well, it is. They just look cool. I mean, you know, it goes all the way down, so everything's full. So that's why I need another unit. Yeah, I thought about that, Rocky, actually. The storefront glass enclosure things. I saw one up for sale on Marketplace recently, and that would be really cool for a massive lizard. But yeah, you know, Adam, who's one of the admin on Exotic Pets, he's converting a grabber machine. You know,
Okay.
but yeah, he's ripped out all the insides, so it's one big. Like cube,
empty glass box, basically, yeah.
But still kept the look of the grabber machine with all the dials and everything around the front and the controller and everything. So
I was thinking about
but that's like a high-end build. That's like that's big bucks. So you want to buy that. But it'd be that go to someone who's like got loads of day and loads of room because them things ain't small, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought there was. I wouldn't have thought there was a market for that sort of stuff, really. But it turns out there's a lot more people out there prepared to pay big bucks for decent.
Where would you even buy one from?
What, grabber machine? I think you got it off eBay or something.
Mate, imagine posting that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's shops that sell beating up machines and stuff.
Yeah, where I work, my the company next door is Marshall Amps.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm waiting because one of the managers there who works there said as soon as like a return comes back, I can have it. But what I'm gonna do is like keep the outside looking like an amp, but then create a tank in the inside. So it'll be an amp enclosure.
I will definitely buy that.
Oh god, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Straight up.
That'll rock on. But he's quite a sound guy. But the only trouble is you don't get that many Marshall amp returns.
They're built to last, aren't they?
Yeah, quality stuff. But as soon as one comes back, he says like, we'll just nip it round and I'll just rip out where you got the speaker bit at the front.
Yeah.
Just rip that out. So you still have all the volume dials and everything, but the inside will be all glassed out enclosure.
That would be amazing.
Yeah. So that's what I want to do. I think that, and I think something like that is well different. And people there seems to be like a generic thing. You got to be like into rock and metal and stuff to be a transport keeper.
That's why I want it. I'm already thinking about stealing this idea.
But it's just like, and the good thing about like the Marshall's amps, they're really wide. Like back to front. They're not thin, are they? So you'd be able to stick a nice big, get some custom glass fitted in, and then vents at the back. Or even the sides with some nice, maybe like you get on the Vivs, the silver vents in the side, so you get cross ventilation through that way. But from the front, from the front, it still looked like a Marshall amp, just without the speaker bit and like a real gnarly spider in there.
Yeah. That is such a good idea.
Yeah.
See,
so
in that hollow space where all the electronics is and all that sort of stuff, where you normally have your valve unit and all that sort of stuff, you could fit some epic lighting in that.
Yeah.
Rip it all out, put some holes in it, put some lighting in.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
all enclosed, built into it. That would look amazing.
Yeah, well, I was thinking, I mean, because you could even like utilize the volume control and then just make a lighting system that works off the volume. So it'd be like a dimmer.
Yeah.
Like,
You know, you just turn the lights on and the old tank would light
that's
up.
good, man.
Yeah.
But you know, if you done that and you went, say, like with a Iron Maiden background, inside, you know, that'd be awesome.
Oh, Steve, stop! Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, you could even like get an old Fender or something off blinking eBay that's smashed or something, and just put the back of the guitar at the back built into the background. You know,
that's what Rocky's just said there.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah. I mean, you could actually do that if you took the front off an acoustic guitar and cut perspex to the shape of the front of the guitar, but you still had the fretboard and everything else onto it, but you just cut the perspex and vents in the side so it was on the wall. That'd work that way.
This is I
could do that.
Yeah,
I've got a Napping acoustic guitar I could actually do that with.
Yeah, but the thing is, you'd be able to pick like a cheap rubbish one up for next to nothing.
Yeah.
Hey, it don't have to be like an expensive one if you're like just going to rip it to pieces, just to experiment with.
Well, you can pick up an old nylon strung acoustic guitar from your local charity shop for £10.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you get those little kiddie 3/4 size ones and stuff as well, didn't you?
Yeah.
That people buy them for their kids. The kids don't take up guitar, so they end up getting chucked out. They're always going for next to nothing.
Yeah. You see that's what I want to do. I mean, I want to do just like some mind blowing stuff, and just get like I saw like you know like the old tellies. Old CRT tellies, the big back
the big backs.
Rip that out and do an enclosure with that with a horror film inside. You know, it's just been.
I've seen that done. I've seen that done as a fish tank.
Yeah, but you know, that it's all doable.
Yeah. So I mean, the limits your imagination, isn't it? That's it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, stuff when you go into stuff like that, it does take a bit of you got to have some sort of skill, you know, and have tools to hand anyway to get into that sort of stuff. I mean, building an enclosure is easy because it's all there set. Well, when you start ripping out stuff and then you got to start adjusting it, then that sort of starts getting a little bit difficult.
Yeah.
But that's why I want to go there, because I've been a wood machinist for 20 odd years.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to make pianos for Yamaha.
We spoke about this before.
Yeah. So like, it's anything wood wise I can make easy, you know. And I used to make guitars and stuff when I worked at Yamaha for mates, you know. So so making an amp look like into an enclosure, I don't think that's going to be that hard. But I think when I do it, and it will come, I think it'll be awesome.
Yeah.
Especially if I could like build up sort of the front so you don't see the manky substrate.
Yeah.
You know, maybe with the bit of the like speaker fabric and then done there. So you don't see the substrate, you just see the nice glass with the spider and the background and everything there. That'd be the one. That'd be a centerpiece for anyone's collection.
Absolutely.
That's an amazing idea. Absolutely fantastic idea. I love that.
Yeah, you're going to be looking on Marketplace for amps now and beat me to it.
Well, you say that. You say that. I've actually recently about a year ago, got a new amp. So I've actually got a Marshall amp.
Have you?
That's sat not doing anything at the moment, and it's ticking over in my head now. But could I bring myself?
It's working though, isn't it?
Well, that's it. Could I bring myself to do that to a working Marshall amp? Probably not.
Yeah, you can't really do that. Yeah, that's the thing. I've been looking on eBay, and it's just like Google search broken Marshall amps, but there ain't even many of them.
No. Because they're actually because of what they're worth. People spend the money to get them repaired. When they break, they don't chuck them away.
Yeah, they don't bin them off. Because they're expensive old amps to start with. So
yeah.
Besides,
I like the sound. I like the sound of my guitars going through my Marshall amp too much. I don't think I could do it.
Yeah.
No, it'd be a waste.
Yeah, what I might do, if one of these things, I might look back, not even for like a Marshall, but you can get the smaller, cheapy old amps that still have the dials and everything on it, but it won't be a Marshall. But it might give it the same sort of look.
Surely you could
might be able to just find a Marshall logo.
Yeah, I've got about 10 Marshall logos in my cupboard. Original for the amps.
Rip it off, stick one of them on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but they're the big like silver and gold and white ones. Yeah. So I already said because I was going to do an amp themed enclosure, but never ever got round to it. And then I had the idea of just converting an amp, so I'm waiting for the amp now. But once I do that, I'll be right.
If I see anything, I'll let you know.
Yeah,
I want to see. I want to see this done. If it means I've got to find you the amp to do it, I'll do it.
I think. I mean, if you look inside these amps and stuff, a lot of it's hollow.
Yeah.
It's not a lot in there really. One big massive speaker, well, a few speakers, and that's it. And the rest of it's hollow. All the top bit is all the electrics, which you can just rip out easy. But as long as you get that look, it's having that look there.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially one of the big ones. I mean, you could even do if you got one of the real big ones for like a gecko enclosure or something.
Yeah.
Right, guys, I've got kids to sort out, so I'm gonna have to.
Thanks for stopping.
No
Steve,
worries,
it's been fantastic having you on, mate. Thank you very much for joining us.
No, it's been a good giggle, guys. It's been a good giggle. Anytime, man. Anytime. I'll pop on the live chat next time, man.
Happy days. Awesome.
Yeah.
See you later, Dave.
You have a good evening, mate.
Handshake down. To the side. Where we going?
Hold on, we're not allowed to do that. It's for this now, isn't it?
Oh yeah, you have to do that.
Yeah, well, what we'll say is on Adam Connolly's channel, me and Lee's enclosures are going to be posted up today or tomorrow. I think it's probably tomorrow now. So keep an eye out for that one. It's been a long month on that one as well. But got to decide the winner. Even though Wayne, he said something about Team Lee or something, but.
Uh-oh.
Hey, do you know what, Steve? Like I said to you before, mate, everyone expected you to win, and somebody's got to support the underdog, haven't they? But it doesn't matter. It's all anonymous. It's anonymous, isn't it? So we're not supposed to know who's built what one.
Yeah. Well, Lee was posting it all over TikTok. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not on there. Don't do TikTok.
No, neither do
I'll have a look now, all right?
Right, guys.
Steve, it's been awesome, mate. You take care.
You have a good one.
See you later, guys.
Cheers, mate. What an absolute legend.
Absolutely. Yeah. See, the problem is now he's filled my head full of another bunch of ideas, and if I go away and start doing any of them, I'll just be stealing his.
There's no copyright laws.
True. It wasn't set in stone, was it?
This
is one fine contract right there.
See? Going to be some divorces over this hashtag Team Lee, hashtag Team Steve. Bless him. So tomorrow's a fun day for me.
Go on.
I've got some arrivals tomorrow. New arrivals.
Nice.
Yeah. So I know two of what's coming. I don't know what else is going to be in the box yet. So it's a complete mystery to me. And the person that's sending them, even more of a mystery, hasn't labelled the boxes up, which means I've got to guess what they are. So we're going to be testing my tarantula identification skills when I unbox them tomorrow.
Was this the box that you were on about in the chat?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, that's going to be epic. Yeah, that's going to be good.
So I'm not getting tons and tons of stuff. I've got the two. I won't say too much about what I've ordered, but I've got the two that I knew I was getting that you guys are aware of anyway.
Yeah.
And I've got
one that you know of the new tank for.
Yeah, absolutely. And then there are three others in the box that I don't know what they are. So it's looking like it's potentially more quality over quantity. But I'm super excited to see what's in there. So I've taken the morning off of work, so I shall be sat here very, very impatiently waiting for my postman tomorrow.
They're going to arrive just when you got to leave. You watch.
Don't say that, because I actually do as well. I've got stuff I desperately need to do tomorrow afternoon at work, which means I can't even delay it if the postman's late.
The minute you drive out your street, he's going to come in.
Yeah, sod's law.
You saw the pictures of my stuff, didn't you? And that was all there at 8:30 this morning.
Did you get your video done?
I did get one of them done, yes. Yeah. So there is one prepped, ready, done that can go, basically.
Yeah.
Prepped.
You know, all I'm saying is
that's awesome. I love that.
If people in the chat can guess.
I don't like millipedes, but that's an awesome cup.
Oh, millipedes are awesome.
I think it's like everything else. It's never really appealed to me. But it's one of those things that I know probably if I do at some stage end up getting one, it will change my mind completely. It was a bit like that with the assassin bugs. I wasn't fussed about the assassin bugs. I wasn't that interested in them. And then when I finally got my arm sort of twisted, I'm really glad I got them in the end.
Were you happy with your parcel today?
Who, me?
Wayne.
Right.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Yeah, the one I put the picture up of earlier on. Yeah.
Yeah, their quality, they're huge.
Yeah, I was not expecting. So all I did when I ordered that, I just asked, like, because I wanted a mix of sizes. So just said, can you do me a mix? I ordered a flat amount. Can you do me a mix of like medium and large tubes, or small, medium, large?
Yeah.
And that's what arrived, and they are absolutely like I mean, one of those pieces, that big piece in there, that's over 2.5 foot long.
Jesus Christ!
You know, if I was to buy that on its own from my local pet shop, that in itself would be nearly 30 or 40 quid.
Yeah,
I reckon. So I am absolutely over the moon with that. You
could even sort of like, if you wanted to cut them into like smaller pieces, so you've got.
Yeah.
That's what I do normally.
Well, I've basically decided that I was potentially, because it's part of this new arboreal build that I'm going to do. That's what I needed it for. I mean, look at that.
Oh my, that's huge. Look at that girth on Emon.
That's not far off the size of my head. I could almost wear this like a hat. Do you know what I mean? And that's the bigger one of the two. And then, so they're both like really decent sized pieces of cork bark, and like I said, for 12 quid, that's,
you're laughing, innit?
You just can't argue with that.
No, they're really good.
Really
and
I think at my reptile shop it'll be about 20 quid for the big one.
Yeah,
they're about 45 minutes away from me, but I can't order it, drive down and pick it up, but delivery's so quick. Like, do you know what I mean? So, but yeah, they're definitely worth checking out.
Yeah.
I had
a quick browse at some of the other stuff they've got in there. I'm definitely going to be going back for a few other bits and pieces, but that was the stuff that I needed straight away, so I'll put the order in. And postage wasn't drastically expensive either. I think it was only about 4 quid or something for postage.
Yeah, it's reasonable, isn't it? Like, considering the size of
stuff.
That as well, yeah. $100. Jesus, man.
What? No way.
That's crazy.
But then it's just when you look at the price of spiders over there compared to where it's sort of
Oh yeah, massive, isn't it?
There you go. This sounds like a good deal. See, now you're gonna have to tell us where your local is, and do they sell online? Do they deliver?
Where are you from?
There you go. Everyone's staring, waiting for that comment now. Where do I get that from?
Although we did have a little bit of an accident with our delivery today.
An accident? What happened?
Yeah. I've been waiting on something to turn up for a little bit. And, well, it did.
Oh.
But I don't know if you can see.
No.
Oh, no way.
The handle was broken on it.
Damn it.
Got mugged off there, Tom, didn't you? Get it? Get it?
I did.
Welcome back, Lee.
Hello, welcome back. So yeah, just a quick little fix for it. But there you go. 2 more mugs to add to the collection.
Oh, there we go.
I have no idea where that is.
Stockton-on-Tees. I know it's up north somewhere.
Oh, that way then.
Don't worry, Jack. The video is coming as well.
There we go. Hartlepool between Newcastle and Middlesbrough. Oh, between Newcastle and Middlesbrough. So not a Geordie and not a Mackham. Somewhere in between.
My comments are delayed.
Yeah, mine are a little bit delayed as well.
Yeah,
whoever's streaming, I think it shows them first.
I don't know, because even the other week when I was streaming, you were getting them on your phone before, or whatever you've got them on.
Yeah.
Before I was seeing them.
Yeah.
I think it just depends on whoever's got the fastest internet connection at the time, and that's definitely not me.
Yeah, certainly not me. I'm just on the old data, no Wi-Fi here.
Yeah, do you know what though? It's like I said to you before. With my data, it uploads stuff. Like if I use the data on my phone, it's so much quicker than my own Wi-Fi. Like my internal Wi-Fi is rubbish. Oh, I wish.
Yeah.
So that would be pretty cool, though, if you were living in the future. Imagine if you could like live in the future and send messages back to your past self.
Why would you want to do that?
I don't know. It'd be handy to know Saturday's lottery numbers.
Yes, you've got a point. But you would never have to work again, would you?
Matt.
Winning a lottery every week for the rest of your life, like.
I know. I'd be happy just once. Just hit the jackpot just once. I'll be sorted. Imagine the order I'd stick in with Portsmouth Tarantulas then.
You would just buy Portsmouth Tarantulas. Well, I would. I'd just be like, I'll buy you
How
one.
much for the business, mate?
You'd have to beat me. I'd just walk over there.
Oh.
Yeah, it would take me long to get there as well.
Yeah, it'd just be pointless.
Just knock
Pointless
the
buying
door
a
with a big
business.
hand for the cash.
Yeah, pointless buying a business though, because I'd just keep everything and not sell it. It's not good business sense.
Yeah.
But you don't really care when you're a millionaire, do you?
I think I'd just invest in it.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Big lump sum of cash and just take out whatever you want in stock anytime you want.
Pretty much.
Hi, Lewis,
Yeah.
you all right?
See, you're getting comments quicker than me now. Evening, Lewis.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. It's just come up.
Yeah,
Evening.
Wayne, I want to Meg Ryan myself.
Just gonna grab another drink quick. One sec.
No worries. So, as
As long as it's not a Newcastle Brown, Tom. That's mine. Yeah, it's not too bad. Obviously tomorrow, we shut again, so
right.
it's going to be a busy day, like closing everything down, and because everything's got to be like properly deep cleaned. So not only are we doing a full shift, we're also after closing everything down. Oh, it's going to be a long day, I know, but
Yeah,
it's
fair
all
enough.
right. Thanks for
Good
stopping,
night,
Mark. Means a lot.
Thanks for stopping by, dude.
And no, it's not
Wait.
this time.
That's a proper drink, that, see? Newcastle Brown. No, if you like it, I suppose.
So is that
What does
you?
it taste
Is
like?
that you?
Like an ale. It's good. Well, I enjoy it. It's one of my
So, like,
favourite ales.
dirty bathwater.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Jack's off as well.
Thanks for
I'll see
stopping
you
by.
later, Jack.
See you later, Jack. Thanks for stopping in, buddy.
Yeah, so after tomorrow, that'll be us for a month.
So we're gonna have some time to kill then.
Yeah, well, I've got some stuff to do. I'm gonna get out on the bike a bit more.
Maybe
So,
have time
yeah,
to
should
build
be all right.
an
Mate, well, do you know what? Oh my god, I done one Monday. What? I done one Monday, and then because I've got a new camera, as I said, normally the record button on my other one was in a certain place. So I thought I was using that one, pushed it,
Wasn't
and
recording.
didn't record. And I'd done the whole thing, and then I was like, oh, sweet, I've done it. And then I uploaded it. Well, I uploaded nothing because it wasn't even there. But I was like, wait, where is it? Like, am I doing something wrong? Or so I went back onto the camera, and I was off. I can tell you that.
See, had that been me, that camera would have been smashed against the wall.
Well, if it wasn't you, yeah, I would have. Oh.
We were saying that though. I kept doing the same thing when we were in the snake room doing those feed-ins. I kept doing the same thing. I kept thinking I was recording it, but I hadn't hit the record button. I hit the pause on the record button, and it weren't working. So half the snakes we fed didn't get recorded.
Yeah, he's got a sight lot more than that.
Yeah, Tom's seen them all now.
Just a few more than that, yeah.
They are.
One other bit of news for the week, actually. I suppose it's made me smile anyway. Those stick insects that I've got on the tank on top of the TV unit. Looked in there yesterday, and there's a ton of babies in there.
Oh, nice.
So they just popped out of nowhere. Well, they didn't pop out of nowhere, obviously.
But that's normally what happens, they just sprout out the soil.
But so we've got about, I don't know, I think eight or 10 little baby giant thorny stick insects crawling around in there now. Hey up, Gary, how you doing? No, the challenge video isn't done yet.
Challenge video?
Yeah. This is my mate Gary who challenged me to do a snake feeding video, but with
that's that one. Hello, Gary.
The Carolina Reaper sauce that I have to make, that I've made. I have got your sauce, Gary. I just haven't had a chance to post it off yet.
That is one awesome sauce.
Really, really tasty. Unfortunately, I don't have any left anymore, but...
Oh, you've been through the lot, have you?
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
Mate, it's so good. Even with, like, chips, just, like, dip. Like, yeah, it's good, man.
I've done all sorts with it. I've cooked chicken in it and all sorts.
Yeah.
I'd say our post office at the moment is a bit of a pain in the backside, so it's not open full time. It's only open part time. So by the time I get out of work at lunchtime, hi Angel.
Hi.
That was the most weirdest wave I've ever done in my life.
Yeah, by the time I get out of work and all that sort of stuff, I don't really get time to get down to the post office, and it's not something you can just chuck in a post box.
No, obviously being glass and that.
Yeah.
Well, it probably won't fit through.
No, but like, by the time it won't fit.
It didn't take long for me to crack open the bottle.
No, I noticed. Although, interesting idea of things to put it in, I must say.
On the way home, we stopped and got a McDonald's, so I got home and chucked a load of it straight in a burger.
So James did the same, picked up a kebab on the way home and it went straight on that.
Literally, so good.
You get given a bottle like that, then you can't really waste the opportunity to start trying it, can you?
Right, absolutely. I'm just very glad that you gents enjoyed it.
When it get to the end and I'm like, come on, more! Like, every little last... I was like, overnight it was upside down to get everything out. Like,
scraping out the lid and everything. Like,
I don't even do that with mayo. Like, do you know what I mean? And
I've just been told.
Much.
Sorry, Lewis. Yeah, we know.
Oh, wow.
Okay, that's cool. Why have you got that in front of you? Oh, she went off and got it. Oh, I just thought that you had it there, like.
It's just appeared, just randomly. It's like.
Awesome.
Yeah, we
yeah,
get all that stuff.
I'll have to make up another batch and send you some more.
Oh, please do.
I know someone at work's just handed me like 9 full jalapenos, like
Okay.
fresh jalapenos today. So I sort of need something to do with them.
Eat them.
Yeah,
Nachos. Slice them up, stick them on nachos.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always good. Or add them in with that curry.
Yeah.
Or eat the curry with them, like.
Yeah, dip the chilies into the.
Yeah.
It's just double dose. So what do you reckon for that sauce then? The heat of that sauce, is that about right, or do you reckon it could go a bit hotter?
It could definitely go hotter. Whether or not it will take away the flavor, I think it will take away the flavor.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Would it be?
Yeah.
Would it be? Yeah. Would it still be enjoyable, or would it just be then heat for the sake of heat?
I think it would just be heat for the sake of heat. Yeah.
Yeah.
When I done it with the chicken, it oh man, it works so well.
It tones down the heat a bit actually when you cook it, doesn't it?
Yeah, but the flavor stays.
Yeah.
That's what I'm about, the flavor of food, obviously.
Oh.
But
what was that?
Yeah,
I've just been brought this.
Is that a urine sample?
It kind of looks a bit like that, doesn't it? No, it is.
I got a bit worried. Somebody handed me a funnel with that kind of water in it.
Very expensive aged tequila.
Rather you than me. Tequila tastes like ash, doesn't it?
That don't taste like tequila. That tastes like brandy. That's not bad. That's not bad.
We know what Wayne's doing later on.
No, I've sleep if he has any more of that.
I've got to be up and ready to like unbox spiders and stuff tomorrow. I can't be complacent while doing that because I've been warned that I need to watch my fingers when I'm opening this lot.
You've got to wake up early to miss the postman. You watch what's gonna happen.
If he doesn't turn up now, it's your fault. You know that.
No, it's not my fault. No.
Oh.
Sorry, fruit flies roaming around.
But yeah, no, I won't change the recipe when I make up the next batch of sauce. Then I'll keep it the same.
Yeah, absolutely. It's yeah, no, it's Moorish.
So I did some
on a burger.
I had some of it on my tea tonight. Actually, I did some roast chicken.
Nice.
So I like to do chicken thighs. I find chicken thighs the best part of the chicken, to be honest.
Yeah.
But so I cook it all with the skin on and stuff like that, roast it in the oven. But I found if you pour like a kettle full of boiling water over the chicken before you cook it, like over the skin, and then do it in the oven, it makes the skin on the thighs go really crispy. So I literally just did that. Seasoned up the chicken with a bit of salt and pepper, some cayenne pepper and paprika, and then
hello Jojo.
Hi Jojo. And then literally just painted some of that that sauce on with a basting brush, and roasted it in the oven, and it was amazing when it came out.
Nice.
I'm definitely going to be doing some more of that. Definitely.
Gotta love the chicken.
Yeah. What did you have for tea today?
Same as what I had yesterday.
What was that?
Nothing.
It's not good for you, dude.
We had bangers and mash.
Oh, I like a banger. Oh no, that sounds weird. I like sausage and mash. Sorry.
Oh.
No, I'll have some later. I don't know. Bowl of cereal.
I'll have some
Crisp
of that, Jojo.
sandwich.
Or crisp sandwich. You can't knock a crisp sandwich.
Got to be salt and vinegar crisp though. Oh
No, cheese and onion for me.
Couple of slices of ham and cheese and onion.
Yeah.
no. Leaving the stream.
Yeah. Oh, so no new arrivals this week then, James?
No. Well, a bag of substrate if that counts. Take that as
It's pretty important.
No, nothing yet. I got to wait till I get paid. 12 days.
Oh, in other news, there is something else that happened. Got a message from the missus earlier on today. Our leopard geckos have just laid a bunch of eggs.
No way.
So yeah, so we've got it looks like it might be her first lot, so she's probably got a few more clutches of 2 to lay, but she's laid 2 today, so they're in the incubator ready to go. We'll be checking over the next couple of weeks to keep an eye, because they generally lay them in pairs and they usually lay 2 at a time, but like a few days or a week or so apart. So potentially have a load of baby leopard geckos going soon.
I just thought that it was a little bit too late in the year for leopard geckos.
No, apparently not.
But it's obviously not.
So
imagine if humans were like that. Oh, it's too late in the year. You know, I can't.
Yeah. So apparently they'll go from September time onwards, and they can go right away through until January. I had to brush up on my leopard gecko egg looking after type stuff today, because it was like, oh, it's been ages since we had leopard gecko eggs. We'd kind of they'd not done anything since last time. So yeah, I had to go and get back onto doing a bit of research today to look at sort of remind me how to look after the eggs.
Wow, little surprise for you today then.
So yeah, lots of babies. That's baby stick insects and potentially baby geckos in about 45 days time. So yeah, that'd be awesome. And then got start of December, we start pairing all the royals.
Do you know what you're gonna pair with what?
Yeah, I've got a good idea. So obviously the 2 het albinos are going to go together, because we'll produce some albinos. The yellow belly pied male will go with the het pied female. I've got the lesser clown boy to go with the pastel het clown female. I've got the GHI to go to the Mojave. I've got the banana lesser to go to the big. Yeah, I've got the banana lesser to go to the big female pinstripe. What else? I think that's it for the royals.
Cool.
The two Russo het leucistics will go together. So I've got a pastel het Russo leucistic and a female het Russo leucistic. They'll go together and we'll make some nice pure white snakes, hopefully.
Nice.
So, what's your plans for the rest of the week, Tom?
Work.
Rehouse some more spiders tomorrow. Work. More work, probably.
Sounds fun.
Busy. Yeah, so we've just been told today, although the rest of the country's going into lockdown and all that sort of stuff again, we're working right through. So They
will be as well.
Yeah, they were on about potentially dispersing a few of us and sort of sending people home just to be on standby, but it's not happening now. We're all staying in work, which is fine. Do you know what? I'm happy with that. I don't mind. Oh, thank you, my darling.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, I'm. Oh, hey, Sarah.
You okay?
Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to say hi quick. He's waving again.
Hi.
See you later.
Yeah, well, we get told that fencing's essential work, so
Okay.
yeah, we can still
Is it?
work. Apparently so. I didn't think it was, but
It could be worse. Could be worse. You could be sent home with no pay and no money to buy spiders with.
oh, I know. Yeah, there is always that.
I actually have no idea what you do, Jojo. What do you do for work?
No, Angel's just over in the background saying that she works with adorable little children.
Who's that, Jojo or Angel?
Yeah, Jojo.
That's a hell of a gap mine, isn't it? What was your first job, Wayne?
My first job.
Yeah. No.
My first job was working on a market stall selling women's clothes in London.
Del boy.
Pretty much. I went from the market stall to a fruit and veg stall. I went from a fruit and veg stall to a fishmonger's.
Okay.
And basically that was because I wasn't really old enough to legally work.
Right.
So I was doing that. At 15 years old.
How about you, Tom? What was your first job?
What, when I come out of school or while I was in school? Because I actually started work when I was about 13. And I was working with my stepdad in a model railway and Scalextric shop.
Awesome.
That is amazing.
So work was permanent playtime.
Almost. I never really got to play with anything. It was always selling stuff and eventually once it sort of moved up a stage, it's sort of like you were fitting DC chips to trains and stuff like that, so you could have more than one train on one track. And but yeah, that was like 5 days a week, and then Saturdays and Sundays then we'd go out and do shows all over the country.
Wow, that's amazing.
So, and then as soon as I left school, I went into scaffolding.
Okay.
And then it's just chopped and changed throughout the years from there.
I've had a bash at a lot of different things over the years. How about you, James? What was your first job?
I worked in Asda.
Okay.
Would you like any help with packet? You know, that sort of thing.
There's a lot worse places to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's repetitive, isn't it? You're like, oh.
Yeah.
Any bags with your week shopping? Well, obviously you're going to want a bag. Why am I even asking you?
Yeah.
Just little that used to off.
my first proper paid job, as in officially paying like tax and insurance and all that sort of stuff, was a very repetitive job. That was working in a metal factory that was making light fittings. So basically, I spent the entire day putting sheets of metal onto a metal punching machine that punched out all the shapes of the light fittings. And I just did that for 5 days a week. The most mundane, monotonous thing I've ever done in my life. I lasted about a month at that before my brain was dribbling out my ears and I couldn't take it anymore.
Well, when I moved from Southampton back to Portsmouth, I had no job. So I went and worked for an agency and they put me in a recycling plant. But all you did for 10.5 hours of a day was stand in front of a conveyor belt, and it had just, you were watching stuff go past you. And all you had to do was basically one person was on one bin, another was on another, and each separate item just went into one bin. So sometimes you could be stood there for about half an hour just watching this conveyor belt go past you. And it's like, oh, look, there's a piece of paper. Thanks.
Sounds like a really, yeah.
It was like the Generation game.
I was going to say that. But for
Teddy boy,
rubbish.
Rocking horse, teddy bear, rocking. Hold on, where the fuck? But no, but honestly, by the time you've spent 10 hours watching stuff go across in front of your face, you do not feel well by the time you get home.
No, I can imagine.
That was probably my most mind-numbingly boring job that I've ever had. Oh, that, and they put me in a factory where I screwed lids on washing up bottles.
Decent. That's a good job, that, Tom.
Yeah. There was a fly.
I bet that's chill, though, isn't it? Just. Oh, I'd like that.
That was basically what it was. Someone would sit there, fill up 2 bottles, and then hand me 2 bottles. I'd then screw the lids on, and then it'd go through to labelling.
I originally was a chef. Oh, I couldn't ever do that job. No way.
And trained to be a pharmacist for Boots. That's pretty awesome.
I'd only do that for the uniform, you know? That come out more weird than I wanted it to.
Oh. It doesn't sound like that job ended too well.
Normally we get about 150 in Australia. People are going to hear you.
Oh, I don't normally hear nothing over there.
Oh. I'm sensing Jojo might have a bit of pent-up aggression.
I reckon so, yeah.
Oh. What would be your dream job, James?
My dream job? I don't know. I always wanted to work in a zoo, but I don't think I could look after someone else's animals and come in and look after my own.
No.
Like, I think it'd be a bit like, oh, this again. I don't know. I quite like what I'm doing. I mean, it's all right, but
yeah,
there's a lot of stress that goes with it, and that's the bit I don't like.
Yeah.
And the fact that one wrong move and I can kill someone, but you know, it's all right.
Yeah, there is that.
You learn not to do that mistake quickly. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
At least I only have to look after myself at the minute. You know, you could kill loads of people. I could just kill myself by going through an electric cable.
Yeah, but still, I mean, that's not great, is it? Like, you might be trying to put up a fence and it'd be really windy, and then you let go of the fence and it could like chop someone's head off or something. I don't know if it might do.
Yeah. See, 10 years ago, I would have said that I'm already doing my dream job.
Yeah, not now, though.
No, not now.
I think it's just one of those things with work, isn't it? Like, no matter what you do, once you've been in it for so long, generally after that 5-year mark, you're sort of like, this isn't my dream job anymore.
Yeah.
Work's not meant to be fun, is it? Like, that's why it's called work.
Yeah.
So,
although, to be fair, my job does come with like the additional perks of getting to travel all over the world, and you know,
yeah, but I
that
wouldn't
side
like
of
that.
it. See, that side of it, I really enjoyed. You know, it was a little bit different though once you start getting a family and you want to settle down.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Yeah. It went depressing. Think of happy things quick.
I am happy. I've got Spider Mail coming tomorrow. I'm super happy. Tom's got Spider Mail today. He's happy.
I got wristbands. I got wristbands today.
Ah.
Yeah, well, I got nothing, so.
Well, you know, you said you got a bag of substrate.
Oh yeah, because that's like really something to look forward to. Crisp sandwiches are yes.
All depends on what you do with that substrate. All depends on, you know, how interesting you make it.
I just thought I'd sit on the floor and eat the bag, like, you know, why not?
Oh, I thought you were sat on it tonight, using it as your new chair.
Yeah. Oh no, that wouldn't be good.
Occasionally, James does an ooh-ah moment because he's got a twig up his bum.
Jojo's got a Spider Mail coming this week as well. What you got coming, Jojo?
That would be telling.
Oh, we got to wait. We got to wait and see. Oh, hey.
Oh. No.
Nice.
Yeah, nice, very nice.
It's good Spider Mail, that. I won't tell anyone. Lips are sealed. Promise.
No one will know.
No.
Oh.
No, probably about 5. I'm sorry, like she's moaning at me, right? Because obviously she's been to pick up one of my
one of mine.
One of them, yeah.
Like, she casually gets.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
What is that in there? Sorry.
There's
GBP
nothing in there. It was an old tank that they had.
Okay.
Oh right. Okay. Decent.
It was an old Balfiore tank.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
And then she just moaned at me and said, "Oh, I bet you can't guess how much it was." And I guessed it straight away.
Oh, is that where the fiver bit came from?
Yeah.
No, they all know.
That's so good for a fiver, though.
That's a good deal. That's a good deal.
Yeah, that's mint.
Well, you know, it needs all cleaning out and stuff like that, but
It's all right. It's all the fun of it. Well, not fun, but you know, it's all right, isn't it? Jojo's off to play with some fish.
Oh, thanks for stopping by, Jojo. Enjoy your cod.
Cheers for coming in. See you later.
When somebody first ever said that, I was like, "What? Why are you playing with fish?" You're like, "No, not that."
See, I've never been one for gaming.
Same.
I don't know. I've always been quite into games.
They're so expensive now, aren't they? They're like 50, 60 quid for.
Yeah.
I mean, the last games console I owned was a PS2.
Same.
Yeah.
Well, I had a PS3, and I think one of the last games I bought was a FIFA game, and it cost me about 85 quid for the FIFA.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
I didn't. The sad thing is, I didn't buy the PS2 because it played games. I bought the PS2 because you could watch DVDs.
DVD player. Yeah, same. Absolutely.
And it was small. It was smaller than your average DVD player.
Remember the first PS1, like that big grey box, which was like, oh my, that stuff was like made out of the same material as a tank. I swear, like you could throw that thing around and it would not break.
Yeah, people put those through plate glass windows and all sorts, and they were absolutely fine.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Have you seen those actually? So that original old little square grey PS1 with a little flap that opened up for the disc. Have you seen the new miniature versions of those that they've just released? So you can get them off of sites like Wish and eBay and stuff like that. And it's a miniature PS1, and you can get the original PS1 games, but they're all stored on the internal hard drive on it, and it's got a mini like PS controller as well. It's really smart, actually.
So it's a game console.
Think it's really cool.
It's a game console for the borrowers.
Basically, yeah, it is. It's like a miniature version of a PS1, and you can get all the original PS1 games on it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, actually.
Before my PS2, I had a Nintendo 64, and I only ever played one game, and that was The Legend of Zelda. But what an epic game that was.
The old memory cards that used to have to push in into. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not working.
Your cartridges.
Yeah. Slot them in the top,
I still remember on the first PlayStation, Grand Theft Auto, but then you ended up with Grand Theft Auto London after that.
Yeah.
And you had to then put the London disc in, then take the London one out, put the original one in, then take the original one out and put the London one in, and then you could play the game because it had to load all the maps and stuff from the old disc.
Was that the bird's eye view one?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was pretty cool back in the day.
Well, that was it. When it first was released, it was like, yeah, this is great.
It's like, look at the graphics on that car. It's like, now it's like, wow.
Oh, God. Remember the old Nintendo, like 64-bit graphics and stuff like that? Like,
yeah. Sega's were.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were cool.
Yeah,
Sonic was just amazing, wasn't it?
Yes, you had the Sega Master System, and then they brought out the Sega Mega Drive.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. I go back even further than that, though. My first ever computer was a Commodore 64.
I knew you were going to say that for some reason. I don't know why.
And I went from that to an Amiga 500.
Do you remember the GameCube?
Yeah.
What an ugly looking thing that was.
Yeah. That was what came after the Nintendo 64. So you had the
That was
N64, and then the GameCube came out after.
plastic.
Yeah, cheers, Gary. I'm not that old.
But no, one of the last consoles that I actually looked at, or that I was thinking about looking at, they originally were talking about bringing out a Steam Cube, and it basically played all the PC games, but you could have it as like a games console rather than having a PC.
I actually thought you were going to say it runs off a coal or something like that. Like,
no, hamsters.
Oh yeah, there's a little wheel on the side.
Just the only problem is they don't supply the hamsters. You've got to buy them separately. You know, that's how most things come these days, isn't it? You buy a controller or something, and you've got to buy the batteries separately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Rocky's just said.
Diablo 3.
Looking for an N64 with Mario World, but JoJo won't sell us. I just say I've still got my N64. It's still in working condition, and I've still got 3 games with it. I've got Mario World, GoldenEye, and Legend of Zelda: The Ocarina of Time. 3 best games that were ever made for the N64.
Yeah. I still remember paintball mode and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, they should redo some of the older stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely. Although they've kind of done it now for PC gamers, haven't they? They've like remade all the old original Nintendo games, but they've put them on PC.
Yeah, okay.
So they still look the same as the original games. They still play the same, and you can get the controllers that plug in via USB, but you just work on your PC instead.
Roller Coaster Tycoon was a good game.
Yeah.
It was just long.
I don't know, that just reminds me of like Theme Hospital.
The Sims as well, wasn't it? The Sims was good.
Yes.
I think that's still going.
Yeah.
You spend like 2 years making this one thing, and then all of a sudden you just don't go back to it, and then what a waste.
Oh.
That's the thing. I think most people that had Sims just like wanted to just destroy everything rather than try and do anything on it.
Yeah. What's the thing that you missed the most about your childhood?
Gobstoppers.
I assume you're talking about them massive, great big gobstoppers you used to get from the pick and mix, yeah?
Yeah, man. You sort of lick them, put them back in that little paper bag, put it in your pocket, muck about for a bit, go get it out, and you're like, oh, there's paper stuck to it. Oh, what? Throw it in a bush and go buy another one.
Yeah, first one of those I ever got, I tried doing that. I tried eating it really, really slowly and just licking it until you got through it, and I got pissed off in the end, so I stole my dad's hammer out of his tool cupboard and smashed it up.
Yeah, there's so many layers in it. I think one of the things I miss the most is probably like the friends back in the day. Because you know, we would go out every day, but then we obviously didn't know, but one day no one would come out, and that'd be the last time that you were out with your mates, like. And yeah, I don't know, I still see a few people, but not to how it was, right?
But it was a bit different. It was awkward for me because the part of London that I grew up in was not a particularly nice part of London. And most of my friends that well, I say friends, they weren't really friends, but most of the people I grew up with, they were the sort of people that were destined to either end up locked up or, you know, whatever else. And I didn't want to go that way, which is, I suppose, why I got out and started like doing other bits and pieces, and then eventually joined the army. But yeah, I'm not in touch with anyone that I was friends with when I was a kid.
Yeah. I think it's a bit, well, I don't know.
Ooh. Worst thing about it is Gary knows that's not true.
When you say it was like not a nice place, like what were like the craze walking around or something?
I'm not quite that old.
Well, Gary said you're old, right? So I just went up now.
But no, so like the estate that I grew up on was like it was a really, really crappy council estate. Sort of places where people got stabbed and shot quite regularly.
Oh, okay.
Drug wars and stuff like that. Originally, I'm from Hackney in London.
I don't know. I know where Harrods is. That's about it, right?
Yeah.
I'm guessing their postcodes.
Yeah. Yeah, Gary's also from London.
Why do people like back their own postcode? Like,
it's just a London thing, isn't it?
it's crazy though, isn't it?
Anyway, Gary,
you get it anywhere else, do you?
For a South Londoner, Gary, it's not quite the same.
London.
Although, from what I've been told, there's some pretty nasty places down Bristol way.
There's a few. Not where I am. It's quite nice up here, right? Yeah, well, you know, every place has got their bad bit, hasn't it?
We don't.
Your present. It's not great, but it's not the worst, is it?
No.
Yeah,
Haylen has like a little area, or like a little section, should we say, that
one block of that.
Yeah,
it's normally like one sort of street or, you know, like road or whatever, but
yeah.
Well, considering Haylen's not overly big, you know,
yeah,
that's like half the island.
do you reckon one day it'll like not snap off, but like
just float away?
Yeah, just float away, like, and yet you'll all be on it like, help.
No, hopefully our boy would have the boat by then.
And you can pull it back.
I'll have to buy a separate boat for the tarantulas, though, won't I? Yeah.
Yeah. I have to call you Noah.
Everyone else can drown, but save the tarantulas, right?
Yeah. I don't know. What did you do with it?
Yeah, fair point.
Lewis, I was actually watching something that Ross Kemp. Ross Kemp, do you remember him?
Yeah.
He done like this gang thing in Liverpool, and man, it's bad. Like these two gangs, but there's like a road that divides them, and oh, man, it's bad.
There's places like that in America, though.
Something
where
green
one
it
side
was.
is one lot.
Lewis will know. Something green, and I can't think of the other place, but oh, it was so bad. Like this gang member went to go shoot another one, and the bullet missed and hit this kid in the face. Like he was only about 11, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah.
sorry, that was really deep then.
Yeah, no, there's some shocking areas in the country, like.
Yeah, but you don't, expect it to.
It's because it's not publicised so much anymore. I mean, it used to be. There used to be loads of it in the news and all that sort of stuff, but not
Norris
so much
Green,
now.
that was it. Yeah.
It's not. It's not the dumb thing to publicise it anymore. They're trying to bring people into urban areas and encourage people to go buying houses in certain places. And if you tell them that that 2 estates across the way is still got tons and tons of knife crime and stuff like that, they don't really want to move there, so they don't publicise it so much anymore.
Mm.
Yeah.
Got a cute little wooden house.
Got a little window. Let me guess. That's going in with the rats.
No.
No.
I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but she ain't having it. She had a load of coconuts off me the other day. That sounded a bit weird. They're like coconuts that you buy at the shows. They got like the holes in and all that.
Yeah.
She found a bag of them and I was like, sneaked out with them. I was like, ugh. But they seem to like them. They sit in them and run through them, and don't they make a hell of a lot of noise at night, mate?
Yeah. Yeah, so we're quite lucky, obviously, because we keep them all down in the garage, so they're not. Yeah. We can't hear them. Although
I'm starting to get on my wick.
Sugar gliders are just as bad because they're nocturnal as well.
Yeah.
And they're a bit heavier than the rats are, so when they start bouncing off the bars of the cage and all that sort of stuff, you can really hear them, and they're in a bedroom right next door to ours.
Yeah.
They are cool, though. I love that. Rocky's looking for a bigger house. It's going to cost $750,000.
I earn that in a week, mate.
I was just thinking over here you couldn't buy a 1-bedroom flat for that.
Yeah.
In London.
Maybe, but you wouldn't have a lot of change.
Yeah, so depending on which part of London, a one bedroom flat, you're looking at the best part of probably about 700 grand.
Maybe in like Chelsea or something. Or is that more?
No, that would be more. If you were looking at a 1-bedroom flat in Chelsea, you're probably upwards of 1.2 million. It's disgusting. House prices in London are absolutely disgusting.
Yeah.
Like in crappy parts of London, a 1-bedroom flat would cost you over 350 grand in like the worst part of London. And that would be a fixer-upper. That wouldn't be ready to move into or modernised. That would be, you move in, it's got no carpets on the floors, it needs plastering, it hasn't got modern central heating, there's no double glazing.
It's got net curtains, but they're yellow and one's taller than the other. Oh, I hate looking.
Pretty much. Still got floor on it, like that.
Yeah.
No, Angel was just saying it would be one of them that you move into and it's got no windows or doors. It's just got some boards up.
Yeah.
Got to unscrew the door each time.
Oh man, I need to move out to. I've spent a lot of time in Canada, as I said before. I would love to move out there. The cost of living and all that sort of stuff is so much better. Although I couldn't handle the fact that it's so difficult to get some species of tarantulas out there.
Why am I so tall all of a sudden? I'm like, hello. Oh, I did a I didn't film it, which was a bit annoying, but I redone my garter snake to more natural, you know, that sort of stuff. And it's out all the time now. It's not like hiding away, so it must like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, all of mine are done now. So all of that,
Yeah.
all of those that I wanted to change over, I said I was going to do them. I was going to do them sort of piecemeal, do a few at a time. I did the whole lot in one. I did the whole lot in one sitting, 6 hours straight.
Let me see if I can show you.
It does look better now.
Well, the vents for my wooden viv turned up today.
Cool.
Boxes and drums.
Put it somewhere while I do it. But yeah, I can now make a start on that one.
Oh, hello.
Oh, that's looking good.
Yeah. So
I really like that.
You're gonna get on, aren't you? Come on. Or not. So yeah, that's where the little wooden house, like the other one I just showed you.
Yeah.
In there, at the other end of it, down there, is another hide, but I sort of covered it. Hang on, let me shut that door. Mind your head. Oh. So yeah, it's like a. Oh. It's like a plasticky dome one. I just covered it, but yeah, it's all right. I'm sort of still playing with little ideas, but
that looks good.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
I like the cork in there. That makes a difference, having those little extra hidey holes and stuff.
Yeah, I've sort of tried to give him as much as I can, but oh, and this. I don't know if I can get it all in. That is a huge enclosure.
What's the dimensions on that?
It's so heavy. It's an Exoterra one, but it's like their version of the skyscraper.
Okay.
So,
wow.
Yeah, it's pretty big. But
that's like 2 foot wide by nearly 4 foot tall by the looks of it.
Yeah, it's about 4 foot tall, but hang on, 4. Yeah, it's about 4 foot. But I've got no room for it in here at the minute. But I'm working on it. We're gonna do something with it, but it's just what. Well, we know what, but
yeah, you could do some really special stuff with that.
Yeah.
I've got a spare 45 foot, if not 590.
Wow.
I know.
Have you got plans for it, Tom?
Well, I have, but I don't really have the room for it. I would have kind of liked I would have liked it for tree frogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't got many spare ones now. I've used majority of them.
A couple of giant day geckos would go really nice in a setup that size.
Yeah. Madagascan day geckos or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Sarah's already like, that's what she wants next.
Yeah, at the minute we're like out of room for tall, big enclosures.
Yeah.
So the problem is when I get to that sort of stage, that's when I start thinking about ripping out the furniture that's already there and rebuilding everything so it'll all fit.
Well, we obviously lock down the pub on tomorrow and Thursday, but Friday we're going to rearrange the front room. Now, there's not a lot. Well, we live in a doll's house, right? Basically, you walk through the door like you're in a little cube, but we've got the skink there, and that Viv is huge. So we're going to stuff around and hopefully be able to get that version of their skyscraper down there.
Okay.
But it's obviously a hell of a piece of glass. Like, it's heavy, very heavy. So I don't want to put it on top the Viv, which the skink's in, because weight and stuff like that. But yeah, it should be all right. I just need to move things
The other
about.
option, of course, is to build like a stand for it that goes over the top of the skink's Viv.
Yeah,
take the weight.
The skink's Viv is huge.
Yeah.
Like, it is massive. It don't need that much room, but I could give it that, so I did. And it does sort of have a little wander about everywhere, but
yeah, sod that. If we had to have new carpets put down or something, I don't know what I'd do.
No.
I laid all the laminate, luckily enough, before we had all the animals in the front room. So, and yeah, Danny, you're on about a leechy, aren't you?
Leachianas, yeah, they're nice, man.
Yeah, they get big though, don't they? Yeah, I know. I was looking at one the other day, and I think it was like 350 quid in the reptile shop.
Yeah,
there's one in ours. It's about this big at the minute, and it's 350 quid. And
wow,
can't justify it. Like, if you get that home and that setup's not 100%, and it, that's a hell of a lot of money gone, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, so one of the things we've been looking at as well, so another small species that you can do communally. So we saw them in our local pet shop. They're like, you get a trio for 30 quid. They're really cheap, and Lee's got some actually. They're the long-tailed skinks.
Yeah,
long-tailed lizards. They're pretty awesome. They're a little bit bigger than they're meant to be really hardy, and quite easy to look after and not too demanding in terms of requirements. And it's another small species you can put in a small setup that looks pretty cool.
I'm gonna go see if the skink's out and about, and I'll get them out.
Oh, awesome! I love skinks. Blue tongue, isn't he?
Now, Lee, a quick question for Lee then, since he's here. He might know the answer. The or even you, Wayne, long-tailed lizards, could they go with red-eyed tree frogs?
Yeah.
They can.
Yeah, so they're very similar in terms of what you can do, keeping them communally, very similar to what you can do with morning geckos. There's quite a few people that will keep them with different species of frogs. With the red-eyed tree frogs, they're not like with morning geckos. They're a little bit smaller, so potentially the frogs would eat the babies and stuff like that. But they wouldn't eat an adult. They wouldn't eat an adult one. They couldn't. So there shouldn't be any issues with any cannibalism in a communal setup with something like that.
Well,
But,
I mean, I'm thinking of doing my 45, 60. So it's like a fair size. So obviously they're not, it's not like they're going to be like walking over each other all the time and stuff like that. I was only obviously thinking about like getting 3 of each.
Yeah.
Obviously just adding to my female already.
Yeah, Lee's just said the same. So, yeah.
Well, I think I now know what I'm getting to go communally.
Yeah. No, I don't imagine they do. Oh, look at him.
He's an absolute
Stunning
beast. Hang on.
Peace.
Ow. Yeah, them claws, man. Yeah, look.
Oh, he's gorgeous. He's got some size on him. Look at him.
Mm.
Yeah, we've had him. Well, look. We've had him a while, but he was a rescue. But the person who originally bought this one got it from a pet shop he used to work at, and I remember it.
Okay.
And look, it's just so puppy dog tame, like it's just. But yeah, their claws are just, they're sharp.
Yeah.
But he's mint. Look, how could you look at that?
He's awesome. I do like skinks.
Ow.
Have you got a run for
quite...
him in the summertime outdoor then?
Yeah, well, we got like a little, I think it was for a guinea pig, like a cagey thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just put that out and he just sort of, they're quick, mine. They're like, for the size of them, they.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really fast, but.
They're brilliant.
They are. I recommend getting one highly.
I just don't have the room for a big tank.
No.
Oh. There's
That's
so
the
much,
only problem with them.
There is so much stuff I'd have if I had the space. All the time and effort and money and all the other stuff that goes with it.
Oh no. I must admit that's a bit like me. Even just isopods. I'd like to get so many different isopods, and it's like, but where would I put them? On top of everything else that I've got here.
Yeah.
I've got to think logical at the minute as well, because it's all right buying everything, but as we all know, things do grow.
Yeah, and it sucks because all the things that we really want take massive enclosures and all that sort of stuff. So.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing with me. It's just a lot of little stuff, but you're still talking like, I don't know. I mean, even the isopods, truthfully, you want like 10-litre tubs for, just to keep like a nice amount of them. I don't keep. Well, I have the one snake. And I can't say that he's large because he's only a corn.
No, I think on the grand scheme of things, I don't think any of mine would really be classed as large snakes either. Even the boa. I mean, the boa is probably 8.5, 9 foot long, but that's not really large in the grand scheme of things. That's probably only a medium-sized snake, considering retics top out at 20 odd feet. If I had the space, I would, though. We want to get a Burmese. I think the next large species of snake we'll get will probably be a Burmese python. But no, the boa is the biggest we've currently got. Like I said, about 8.5 foot-ish. And then we've got the Royals, and we've got about 30 of them.
That's what I mean. That my corn snake, I think, at the minute is sitting about 5 foot. You know, it's not big in any sort of comparison to many snakes, but I think 5 foot for a corn snake isn't that bad of a size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what we're looking at getting, Danielle. We're looking at getting a pearl albino or a labyrinth albino berm.
I just need to get my ideas. Well, I need to get my act together, should I say, and get the garage sorted. And then at least then I've got the room to spread out.
Yeah.
Because I mean, even when you look at, even when I sit here and watch like on the streams and stuff, like the way that I sometimes sit in the room, it makes it look like it's actually a bit bigger than what it is.
Yeah.
But when you're in a room, but that's what I mean. The room's only 7 foot by 8 foot. That's it. But
it definitely looks bigger than that.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. It's the way that it looks in videos and stuff. It all looks huge, but it's really not. It's smaller than like even a bedroom would be in most cases.
Yeah. Yeah, that was like our last place. The all of our stuff was in what we called the box room. It was legally classed as a bedroom, but you could maybe have put a single bed and possibly a chest of drawers in there, and that would have been it.
That's basically what this room is. You'd get one single bed, and yeah, you'd probably get a chest of drawers over this side.
Yeah.
But you'd have to have the door at this end and literally walk in, and that's it. You're basically on top of the bed already.
Yeah, ours was the same. So I said I'm really, really happy that when we got offered this place, it had the garage.
That's the thing. I've just made sure I've utilised every last little bit of space in this room that I can do. Which at the end of the day, you've got to do with anywhere, haven't you? Really?
Yeah,
absolutely.
I didn't realise that the rules on keeping reptiles and stuff in Canada were so strict.
It's probably a good thing.
I mean, I couldn't think of anything worse than having the space available, being able to get the staff, and being in a position where money's not really too much of an issue in terms of if you want something you can buy it, but then just not being able to have it available because the laws in your country are a little bit different to everywhere else. That would break me.
But then I don't know, that goes back to like one of our very first streams about saying about like people impulse buying stuff.
Yeah, I suppose on that side of it, it makes sure that literally never happens with the bigger stuff. I think this is where again with stuff like that, it shouldn't be a case of stopping everyone from doing it. It just needs to be managed a little bit better. So, like
almost
if
licensed,
we were to,
but not.
Yeah. So I was going to say, like, they've started to introduce breeders' licenses for certain animals now. So people that want to breed to sell their own animals and that sort of stuff, with certain animals, you have to apply for a breeder's license. if you're selling more than a couple a year or something like that. So that's one way of doing it. Or even slightly stricter with pet shops in terms of what the requirements are before people buy stuff, because a lot of people will walk into a pet shop, buy an animal, not worry about the enclosure or anything else because they can get it cheaper elsewhere, and walk out with an animal that they're going to keep in a plastic box for a couple of weeks while they sort an enclosure out.
Yeah.
Oh, Gary's off. See you later, dude. Thanks for joining.
Stopping, Gary.
See you later. Right, it was 2 secs. I'll be back.
See, now there's a narky species of snake. Afroks are mean.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think I mentioned to you as well. You know my big order that I had on the table?
Oh, yeah?
Right. Well, I ordered a new light for my tortoise.
Yeah.
They sent me the wrong light.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm a bit sort of miffed about it, really.
Yeah.
Where'd you order from?
It was just off of eBay.
Okay.
Which is obviously the worst part about it, because now I've got to wait for the seller then to obviously get back to me. And
yeah.
But I looked on Swell Reptiles for it, but they didn't have any in stock.
Okay. Have you tried try Northampton Reptile Centre?
Well, I want to find out what's happening now with this one first before I go any further.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, obviously, if they're going to send me out the new one, then I'll send that one back to them or whatever.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I was a bit miffed. You go and spend like 75 quid on a new light and they go and send you out the wrong one.
Yeah.
It's really annoying, isn't it? It's a pain in the ass.
A bit like most reptile shops over here, though, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, we had it when we bought the tortoise. It was, she got told all this information about it, and it was like, by the time I ended up doing some research and everything else, found out everything that she was told was pretty much wrong.
Yeah.
Literally the only thing that she got told that was right was to keep a water dish in the enclosure. They advised wrong lighting, wrong foods, wrong substrate.
Yeah.
They basically gave us advice on how to keep a Herman's tortoise.
Yeah, this saying about tortoises. Rocky's just said this seems to be one of the biggest problems with any pet shops and stuff that are selling tortoises at the moment, is they don't tend to pass on that's not just the responsibility for you. That tortoise is potentially going to live longer than you and longer than your children. These are stuff that now they're trying to encourage people to name who's going to be looking after them in wills and stuff like that, a bit like they do with parrots.
It's a very big commitment. It's
massive. I mean, you think
more
dog,
than a bag
on average, dog, what, 12 to 15 years for most breeds?
Yeah, something around that.
Up to 20 years, maybe, if you're lucky. Some maybe a little bit longer. Tarantulas, some species of tarantulas will live 20 years. But 150 years, and you buy that as a baby, that's an incredible amount of responsibility.
That's like our one. Our one's only roughly a year old.
Yeah.
I don't think I could have one, you know, the fact of what you just said then, Wayne, like, who's going to look after it after?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, you kind of get it with, you know, like zoos and stuff like that, because obviously a zoo is always going to be a zoo. It's always going to be there, which means, you know, stuff like that. If it lives 150 years, that's 150 years that tortoise is going to be on display in a zoo, potentially.
Yeah.
You know, so I think, you know, if you're in a position where you do get stuff like that, and you know, you don't have anyone to pass that on to or leave it on to, a lot of people do kind of leave them and donate them to zoos and reptile sanctuaries and stuff like that, because once they're there, they'll stay there. Problem is, there are so many people doing it now. There are so many on offer to zoos and reptile sanctuaries that they're being turned away. You know, and what happens then? This is when you hear about horrific things like people dumping pets in rubbish bins and stuff like that, because people just don't get the.
That's also the thing. Like with like a horsefilled tortoise, they're more like a tarantula. They're solitary animals.
Yeah.
They prefer to be on their own. So, you know, a zoo, even in the grand scheme of things, even the size of them, you know, they ain't going to be able to keep like 100 horsefilled tortoises separately, are they?
No.
You know, on top of everything else that they've got. So when you look at it in the whole grand scheme of things, yeah, there are a lot of animals that cohab or, you know, live quite happily together.
Yeah.
But then there's a lot of stuff that, as we all know, that really
you can't,
hates being.
Yeah, it's mental, isn't it?
I mean, don't get me wrong, like, you know, I'd like to put another Horsfield in with R1, and, you know, but it's the whole thing of then stress or bullying, and then the other one not eating, and just not worth it.
No,
it's not fair on them either, is it? Like,
no, definitely not.
You know, it's that whole thing that, you know, we say that we're giving them a treat or whatever, you know, at the end of the day, it's like when we say to our, you know, about like giving tarantulas or something, like a nice big fat grub or whatever, you know, it's a nice big treat. Well, to be honest, it's not really, is it? To them, it's food. We believe it's a treat.
Yeah.
You know, most animals don't actually have a treat preference or anything.
No, they're opportunistic feeders. They'll just eat whatever comes into contact. And unfortunately, in captivity, we're the ones that are then responsible for making sure that, you know, they're getting the right amount of stuff. It's like people that only ever feed their reptiles and stuff on one single food source. It's actually not healthy for them, because in the wild they get a much more of a variety. You look at tarantulas in the wild, yes, most of their diet comprises of invertebrates and stuff like that, but every now and again they get a small lizard, or they get a small rodent, or they'll get a small bird, or whatever else. The diets in the wild are much more varied.
So I mean, like, my main feeder, I would say, is crickets. I feed primarily crickets, but I always have, apart from locusts, there's always something here other than crickets.
Yeah.
I've got, you know, tubs of mealworms, dubia roaches. So it's, you know, if I feel that I've fed too many crickets throughout a month or whatever to one thing, I'll throw something else in, and then the next feeding I'll throw something else in. And then, like I say, occasionally I'll buy the odd boxes of locusts here and there as well.
Yeah.
Because I'm like that. I can't sit there and just feed one insect to everything at all times.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, would you want to eat the same food for the rest of your life?
God, no.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I could eat steak for the rest of my life.
Do you know what? I'd say I think yes, but I think after a few months of it, you'd end up getting sick of it. You just crave something else, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Oh, you would, but you'd find plenty of different ways to cook it.
Yeah, but how long before you run out of ideas?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like I say, predominantly most of what I feed mine are roaches because I breed the roaches. But I always try and mix it up a little bit. So I do buy like Mario worms, I do buy wax worms and stuff like that.
Just trying to take photos of the little Metallica.
Mine's the most unphotogenic thing in the world. Literally, it will sit there, it will be out, it will be showing off its lovely blue colours. You know, you can pick the pot up and move it around. The minute you unscrew the lid, it's gone.
Exactly the same as mine. In fact, both of them are like it.
So well, that's our bigger one out of the three of them up there, and that's about 1.5 inches.
Okay.
So,
yeah, mine's about. So yours will be just about starting to show its blue colours, won't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next molt, and you will see those blue colours. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Mine's the same. So just after the last molt, you can now tell that she's got a nice blue colour to her. And obviously, I've got another one coming tomorrow.
No. Oh, no.
Oh, that's a good picture, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah, well, that's it. Our other two are, I'd say, probably only about 1/2 inch.
Oh, sod that.
Well, so 4 days a week I could probably handle because at least you've got 3 days to mix it up with something else, haven't you? But imagine 7 days a week.
Yeah, like protein farts are bad, man. Like if you're living off of meat like that.
Yeah. So my last tour of Afghan, I went through this real addicted to beef jerky stage because we had an American camp just along the way from us, and the little shop that they had in there used to just sell tons and tons and tons of beef jerky. I live for beef jerky. It's like my favourite thing in the world. Yes.
Ditto.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Although compared to the beef jerky that you can get in the States and compared to the beef jerky you can buy in Canada and stuff like that, the stuff we get over here is crap.
There's a butcher's up in a place called Clifton, and they make their own there. And having it out of the packet, yeah, it's nice, but having it from them, mate, it's so different. Isn't it?
Yeah,
so different.
There's a shop in Guildford called Biltong's, I believe, and it just primarily does biltong beef jerky. You know,
I really want to go to Guildford. Really, really want to go there.
On my last company, we had an office up there, so I was forever up there. And our office was, you could almost throw a stone and you would hit this shop.
Yeah. Yeah, one of our close friends lives just outside of Guildford. so we kind of like head back that way every now and again. But yeah, no, I lived on jerky for pretty much most of my last operational tour. But yeah, the protein farts you get after eating just beef constantly, it's not good.
Nah, it kind of smells like the inside of a loft.
So now not only do they make their own hot sauce and all that sort of stuff, which I have to try some Rocky Mountain Spider Freaks jerky as well now.
Yeah, happily. Love me some jerky.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, we used to get it in our ration packs and stuff because obviously it's doesn't take up a lot of space. Once it's dried and packaged, it lasts pretty much forever. And yeah, it's incredibly high in protein.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yes. It's the only way to eat a steak. Steak's got to be eaten blue.
No.
Yeah.
As long as it's a good piece of steak. It can't be no like
ribeye. Rump, sorry.
Yeah, a nice piece of rump or sirloin normally.
Oh yeah. No, that's too fatty to have blue. See, be chewing on it for a fortnight.
Yeah. Although what we call steaks over here is slightly different to what they call the steaks in the States in Canada.
So you got a chicken fried steak.
We get like a fillet steak and a sirloin steak and a rump steak and stuff like that, but they get like New York strip and all that sort of stuff.
Big T-bones.
Yeah. So ribeye steak, I was always told that you should never really serve a ribeye steak rare. It should always be cooked at like medium.
Yeah, medium or medium well. Medium well for a ribeye. Mate, it's so good. The fat, like the marble, melts into the meat, and it's really nice.
See, these guys have just, I would love that. Oh, yeah, no less than 2 inches thick. That's a proper piece of steak.
Yeah, that's spot on. That is.
You can't buy steak like that over here. No, we little half a centimetre.
You can, but it's
rump steaks from Tesco's.
Yeah. You can go to a butcher's and buy that, but you're talking about 20 quid.
Never
just for
buy
one
a steak
smoke.
from a supermarket. You buy a steak from a supermarket, you're just no.
Yeah.
Butchers all day long.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I agree with that. I'd eat any steak blue.
Nah, not for me.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, run it past me. I'll take a chunk on the way.
Ugh. All that fluff. Ugh.
Was it my dad used to say? One of Dad's favourite sayings when it came to steaks: wipe its ass, cut its horns off, and stick it on a plate.
No. You don't want it still mooing on the plate, like that's just.
Like I say, as long as it's come from a decent butcher's, a decent cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't care if it's
No, it can literally just be 30 seconds either side, just to brown the outside of it. That'll do.
Yeah. You get different grades of steak as well. You get your standard sort of, your prime quality stuff, but then you get things like Kobe and Wagyu and all that sort of stuff, and that's big bucks.
Wagyu is just, it's so expensive for what it is.
Yeah, but apparently it's just the most amazing thing in the world.
we do a Wagyu burger at work, and it's a good piece of meat, but it's so expensive for what it is. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just takes so long to cook as well.
Yeah, it's all to do with the fat content of the meat and stuff like that, isn't it?
It needs to move. No, it doesn't. No, that's wrong.
Yeah, my dad
He needs to be looking at you when it comes out to you.
Yeah, I am a sucker for a good bit of steak.
I'd rather take chicken over steak any day.
See, chicken's a bit of our staple. We eat a lot of chicken. I'd say probably 5 days a week.
Mm.
There you go. Look at that Wagyu. They get 4 ounces off of each cow, pure Wagyu, but they sell it for $700 for 4 ounces.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
That's like the price of caviar. No, it's not. But
it's more expensive than caviar.
Have you ever tried caviar?
Yeah.
Oh, it's weird.
I didn't like it.
I've tried both.
No.
So I've tried really expensive caviar, and I've tried the cheap shit that you can buy from a supermarket. And I actually prefer the cheap shit to the expensive stuff.
Mm. It's not for me. It's really not. It's got such a weird taste to it.
Yeah. $700 for 4 ounces. Jesus Christ. That's insane. That better be some seriously good beef.
The sushi restaurant.
Yeah, Lewis, I don't think they're quite the same. $3.99 for 2 burgers. Gosh, I pay more than that for a sausage, let alone a burger.
Yeah, so sushi restaurants buy it because they do their little teppanyaki menus with it. So that's quite nice. But it is expensive. No, not real. Either that or it's been ground up with like 2.5 grams of Wagyu beef in it.
It's just 2%.
And the rest is fat. Put it on a grill. It's like, flame gone. What?
I've been experimenting recently with like trying to find a decent meat mixture for making proper beef patties for making your own burgers.
Yeah, I've got a few, a fair few.
So my issue at the moment is to do it right and to get the sort of burgers that I want. Getting the mince that you need to do it with is quite tough. As in getting it pre-prepared. Different if you're buying cuts of meat and mincing it yourself, I suppose. But I've been sort of I've been sort of experimenting with some because you can get steak mince and all that sort of stuff now, and you can get various different fat contents and all that sort of stuff. Mm-hmm. So you go to Lidl's, for example, and they do 3 different variants of minced beef, minced steak.
It's normally like 5%, 10%, 25%.
Yeah, so I think it's like 5%, well, not 2%, 5%, and 12%, something like that.
Right. Okay.
So I've been experimenting with a higher fat content because you do need a bit of a higher fat content for burgers.
Yeah.
So I've been experimenting a little bit with a higher fat content and then mixing a bit of pork mince in with it.
That's very good. Yeah.
That works quite well, although it still comes out like a little bit too
crumbly.
No, I was going to say a bit too meaty, if that makes sense.
Okay.
I don't suppose that does make sense considering it's a patty made
I
out
know
of
what you
meat.
mean, like rich sort of flavour to it.
Yeah, sort of, but also a bit more firm than you would like from a burger when you bite into it. Like, and it doesn't matter sort of how much you cook it. I've like experimented with different ways of binding the meat together. Like some people have recommended using like an egg yolk in your mixture and stuff like that, and other bits and pieces. But I don't find that really helps very much, and I find it makes it like you've got almost like a weird texture to the meat while you're eating it.
Yeah.
I have found if you cook it in butter,
you do them
that
in a
makes
pan or in the oven?
Pan.
Yeah.
Yeah, always do them in a pan.
Yeah.
So what I've been doing, I've almost got it. What I've been doing, I've been sort of half cooking it in the pan, so it's got a really good sear on it.
Colour, and then chuck it in the oven.
I take it off the heat, chuck a knob of butter in the pan, and then just finish the cooking process by basting it with butter.
Okay.
That's quite nice.
Yeah. I suppose depending on how thick you're making them, not that thick, Christ.
Yeah, no.
Obviously, the more meat is in that little burger. So if you were to like flatten them out, like I put Worcester sauce in mine and stuff like that.
Okay.
And what I've been doing recently was getting the amount of meat I want for a burger, taking it apart, forming the shape in a cheese triangle in the middle, and then putting the other rest of. Oh, mate. All right, you end up wearing half of it, but it is absolutely amazing. It's so good.
See, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to reproduce that real good sort of almost American burger joint style burger where you bite into it and all the juices dribble out the bottom of it.
Yeah. Experiment with like not necessarily flavors, but like it kind of sounds weird, but like liquids. So like Worcester sauce is obviously really good.
I've never tried that. I'll give it a go.
Yeah, it works for me. I did watch a chef once. He made the meat and then squirted brown sauce in it, and I went, "What you doing?" And he was like, "Just watch." Anyway, mate, it looked disgusting. It looked like out of the back of a horse. It was just But when I ate this, oh my word, it was outstanding. But like, you had the onion in there, the garlic, paprika, and there was just so much going on. But that sort of brown flavor over it. Oh, it's so good, man. It was so good. But yeah,
I'll give that a go. We'll have a chat offline about some recipes at some stage.
Yeah. I use a very high fat content in my. Tom, let's do it. Ready, steady, cook, but like ready. Oh, I don't know. It's something. I use quite a high fat content. So like what you said with putting the butter in, I use the juice that comes out of the burger. And then I just base it with that. So all that flavor is going back into the meat. But I've done it like that for years, maybe 10 years, I don't know. But it's always worked for me. You sort of bite it and it just like bursts and you're like, got my new shirt on, you know. It's cracking,
that's the effect I'm going for.
Stick a cheese triangle in the middle, you will not regret it. When that melts. Oh my god.
So I remember back in the day you could buy packs of frozen burgers that had the cheese inside. It was like an Iceland special or something like that. But you used to be able to get burgers that had cheese inside them.
Angel says that you still can get them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where from? I need to try this.
Iceland.
Iceland.
I'm going back to when I was like 11 or 12 years old. So it's been that long since I've seen them.
Apparently, you still can get them.
I have to
Oh my
find my
God.
nearest Iceland. That's mental.
Yeah. What are they like? Do you know?
Oh, they're just. It's a bit like. Do you remember Turkey Twizzlers?
They're back as well now, I see.
Are they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Iceland.
Oh.
Original and chili ones, I think.
Yeah, there's 2 or 3 different flavours of them.
I've not tried them
Yeah,
yet,
so-
but I'm wanting to.
They were just they took them off the market for years because they were literally just processed like shit meat with tons and tons of artificial flavors and all that sort of stuff chucked into them. But they were just so good.
There was something like 6% turkey, and that was mince.
Yeah,
It wasn't
pretty
actually like, what the hell was the rest of it? Just
much.
that's so bad, but they were so good, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've seen that one.
well, it's
I
like
don't know,
sausages, isn't it? To be classed as a pork sausage, it's only got to contain 30% pork.
I actually think it's lower than that. Yeah,
Wow.
I'm pretty sure. It's. I can't remember. It's either 16 or 19% to be classed as a pork
Wow.
sausage. Yeah, which is low. When you cook them, they like shrink, and you're like, "Where's the rest of it gone?" Like, that's when you know you buy a crap sausage. But they're always really nice. Nice stuffed burgers with cream. Yeah, nice. Yeah, very nice. Wrap the bacon around the burger, then cook it. Oh.
I've already had my tea tonight, and I'm hungry again now.
We're talking about naughty food, aren't we?
Stuffed
You've got to have
potatoes.
a burger. You've got to have a burger and a brioche bun. It's got to be a brioche.
Yeah, that's the only thing I ever use. I never use anything else. Always brioche.
None of these buns with sesame seeds on. Get rid of them.
Yeah, toasted.
You don't need them.
Yeah, toasted brioche bun, so it holds up to everything that you stack into it. And the humble gherkin as well. The humble gherkin is an underrated addition.
Yeah.
Absolutely, totally agree with you. None of that crap from McDonald's. That's not a gherkin.
Proper gherkin.
You need yes, and some onion rings in there.
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Do you know what I reckon? I reckon we should get together at some stage and just have a barbecue or something.
100%. We're meeting in the middle in a field.
Yeah, genuinely.
I ain't even got a garden, so I got a little patch of grass out the front, but you know.
We've got a big enough garden. And a big enough farm.
We've got a big enough garden that we could almost social distance by 6 meters each.
But you live like 1,000 miles away, Tom.
It's only about a 2-hour drive for you.
Only? Yeah, it's not that bad.
Yeah,
how far is
an
it
hour and a half.
for you,
That'd be fair, I suppose.
We do literally live in like a triangle, innit?
Yeah. I wonder where the middle of that triangle would be.
Someone get on Google quick. Maybe if it's a nice place, we can just chill there for the day, like.
I'm looking now.
I like Danielle's comment. You guys sound like you're smoking as much as I am.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, one day, but not at the moment. I'm not allowed to because of my job.
Yeah.
not now too for a while.
Oh, that'd be brilliant, wouldn't
it? So yeah, we're not actually in a triangle. Well, we are sort of.
Yeah.
No,
We're waiting on Wayne.
So we are basically. You're not going to be able to see that.
Nope.
It's not going to focus. The screen's too bright. I'll screenshot it and send it. But we are basically in a straight line almost with James, then me, then Tom.
So what's in the middle of there?
Well, there
Wayne,
isn't really. Because I'm kind of in the middle between the two here.
Yeah, I suppose, but it could always go up Stonehenge. Nah, wait, that's like 5 minutes around the corner for you.
Yeah. Well, this is the beauty. There's loads of places up here where you can sort of sneak onto the training area and just set up a little fire pit and stuff like that.
Yeah, because that's safe because there are signs that says warning, tanks crossing. Don't want to be having a barbecue
you'll get
next
shot.
minute.
There we go,
Boom!
lads. Is an invitation.
Yeah.
So we're all going to Canada then.
Yeah, lads' holiday.
Right. I'm going to pack my bag. Where should we meet? I'm going now.
Well, it's quite funny actually. So, obviously doing what I'm doing, I end up in Canada every couple of years anyway. So it was just out of interest earlier, and I was having a look at how far it would be for me to drive from where I normally go to in Canada to where James and Danielle live, and it's a 5 hour and 40-minute drive.
That's so far,
Which
isn't it?
actually, to be fair, that's quite a long way by our standards, but by that sort of standard, it's not that far. Canada's massive.
Well, that's what they were saying earlier. Daniel was saying that her neighbour's like 3 miles away from her.
Yeah.
So,
although I don't know how they'd feel about suddenly having a random visitor turn up, just because I was in the area 5 hours down the road.
Hold on. I don't know if
You-
you can see it. That is Danielle's just said that.
she just sent it on Instagram.
What's that?
Their sunset.
Wow. I'll have a look.
Not really.
That's beautiful.
Oh wow.
Well, that's right, Wayne. If you go there, then we'll talk to Danielle when she can make me up a mug, and you can pick it up while you're there.
That's possibly one of the most beautiful pieces of scenery I've ever seen. See, that's the bit of Canada that I don't get to see when I go over there, because the part of Canada that we go to is pretty much flat. There's no nothing. It's just a flat piece of prairie. It would definitely be worth the 5.5 hour drive to go and see that.
Tom, why do you live so far away?
Just come and visit.
Yeah, we live like right next to the seaside, like literally over the road.
I'm sure you'll love it.
Yeah, but it's so far away.
It's fine. Couple of photographs, you'll be all
But if we come to you, then we might have a river.
We got beaches. Well, we got one. It's not. It's called Western Supermare, and it's.
I know it is. The amount of times that I've been up there to go for work is unreal.
Western Super Mud, they call it.
Angel just said the Tropicana Club.
Oh, that place is a dive.
I imagine so, the way that he's just said that.
That's if it's still going ahead.
Thank you.
I wasn't sure which one you'd want. I'm going to go make myself some food.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
Something else I'd like to do actually is next time they've got the big exotic pets expo on over in Germany. I wouldn't mind going back over for that.
Yeah, that's a hell of a way, and all, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a good little road trip though.
Yeah, I suppose. It's 11:15. What? How many people is in the stream?
We have 2 currently.
Oi.
Danielle and Lewis.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. So what do you reckon, gents? Are we getting to that time of night now?
It's up to you.
You're all right because you had a nap earlier.
But I've also got a long day tomorrow. I reckon it's going to be like, oh mate, I reckon it's going to be so long.
Yeah, I've got that sort of like excited. I've got tarantulas coming tomorrow thing. So
the quicker you go to bed, the quicker it'll be morning.
it's like Christmas.
And I'm up generally at 5:30 most days to get ready for work anyway.
We should probably start thinking about calling it night then.
Do you have work in the morning, Tom?
Yeah.
Oh, bum that.
I generally work 6 days a week.
Yeah. 5:30. Oh.
Yeah, that's
not nice.
That's
yeah,
still
but
night time.
do you get home at like 3 o'clock or something like that? 2, 3 o'clock?
No, about 5:30.
No. Christ, a proper day's work then, like. Nice.
I wish.
Danielle's just
no, it's about 9.
Cool.
I reckon I could put a thumbs up.
Let's call it a night for now.
Aye.
And yeah, we'll reconvene same time, same place next week.
Over on James's.
Over on
it's you
mine,
next
is
week.
it? Mine, is it?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
It is yours next week, yes.
Ooh, excited.
You will take the lead.
Boom.
Awesome. As always, gents, it's been a pleasure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
I'll as soon as I know
it will be spam.
As soon as I know what's arrived in the post tomorrow, I'll let you know.
Yes, please do. Please do. Not that we're going to be
send some
jealous.
photos.
Yeah, definitely. I'll wax them up on our chat. I think Danielle's still in the chat. So good night, Danielle. Thank you very much for joining us again.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Good night from us and
Always
good evening. Or come into evening for you.
Yeah, always a pleasure. And gents, I shall see you
And
next time.
Danielle, you need to start doing a mug for us. All right, good evening.
See you later, guys. Take care.
See you all later.
Good night. Good night, all. Yeah. Same time, but different channel. Good night, guys. Take care. Thanks for joining.